I didn't want to get letting people quickly comment back to back to backs. All right, we should be live. There's my chat, Roseanne. I see. Guys, welcome. Massalorian's late. I'll just say right now that the two gentlemen sitting next to me were on time in the lobby, sipping cocktails, and we're late because of me. So I apologize. But good evening, everyone. Good evening. We got Marantz. Let everyone come in and say, hey, Tony, Marantz, you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure, guys. Well, my name is Marantz. Been in this space for over a year. Been doing it about as long as you guys. And then additionally, started investing when I was very young. I was in the military, active duty army. And, they give you a TSP, a thrift savings plan, which is the equivalent of a 401k for a government employee. And I started throwing money in there after I got out of the military, got into a 401k, rolled it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was throwing money on the markets and I had no idea what I was doing until I got laid off in 2007, 2008. And I used to work for a company, Gannett, USA Today, Crippler.com. I sold national recruitment advertising. So I did recruitment advertising, sales, that marketing front. And then I got into e-commerce and retail marketing. And what I did with that was I took that 401k that I carried over from the military and from that previous job. They cashed me out when had to be 2012, 2013. They cashed me out. And at that point, and I'm old enough at that point to start taking my finances to my own hands, start making enough money where I realized $19,500 is what you can put into a 401k each year. I realized it wasn't enough. I had to actually start managing my own fund. And when I started doing that, I learned a lot. I learned how to lose a lot, learned how to make a lot. But I picked a couple of companies. I picked about 5 companies, read a couple of books, and I went that route. So the 5 companies I chose to invest in like wholeheartedly, T. Rowe Price, well, not GameStop at the time, but it was Costco, Ford, Coca-Cola, and Budweiser. I've been in and out of those the whole time from these last 10 years, trying to make a living, trying to put money down on the house, things like that. I'm a red-blooded American, right? I serve my country. I have 5 children, happily married, been with my wife for about 15 years, and it's a great deal. But now GameStop changed my life. And I'll just go into that really quick if you don't mind, guys.
No.
I know Tony's here. And I always want to give Tony the respect. I actually watch you guys a lot, believe it or not. So when I was watching you guys talk Revlon the other night, I was like, hey, they're actually talking about something that's going on right now. And then they're getting a female perspective. I was like, man, I wish they could talk to me about GameStop perspective. And then I got a message out of nowhere. So I was like, wow.
Oh, really?
Message. Yeah, it happened like
That's
all
funny.
that night. So it was like
That's
really
funny.
weird. So
that is weird.
like, okay.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. But hey, I've talked to a lot of people in these spaces as far as like retail investors and why we do this. I only do YouTube for one reason. There was a YouTuber called, his name was Ralph Castaneda. I don't know if you guys remember. He's like really big on AMC. And everyone was watching him. And he was in the spacesuit. And he was like, to the moon, to the moon. This is like in February, March timeframe. And I already have money in. But I was trying to get my brother in. And so I'm sending him links. I have a twin brother, identical twin brother. He's an economics major, kind of like Tony here. He's military intelligence, 20 years, oxymoron. He's very educated on the markets. But what he does is he belittles you by telling you, hey, you're not smart enough. He's like everyone else out there that's telling you you're crazy for going into a play that no one else is in, right? He's going to ask you, what are the profits? What do they make? What's their, EPA? Everything you can think of that you're looking at. And then you say to yourself, okay, well, I'm going to invest for my reasons and my reasons only. Like, why do I buy I'll tell you, why do I buy Costco? I bought Costco at $100. I've been buying since $100. And this year was the first year where I thought about selling. And instead of selling, I took a stake out on my position. But I literally was like, oh my God, it's so high right now. I'm 6 times the amount that I've been putting in these whole years. And it didn't happen that way for me. I didn't have to, because like most people, I don't have to sell. I don't have to sell. I think it's the definition of diamond hands, right? Like, you can live your life the right way, invest as much as you can, make all your plays you guys want to make. I don't care, but live it right to where you don't have to sell, where you're not over leveraged. Hedge funds have an issue right now. If they're over leveraged, they're going to owe us money, period. And I'm getting reports, B of A, it's everyone's talking, a big bank has to fail for this to really be a reset. Well, I'm sitting tight. I'm sitting tight with diamond hands. I get that part, but I've got ace in the hole, man. I've got GameStop. So I started doing my homework, and I come from e-commerce, right? So I'm a regional trainer for marketing and sales on a regional level. And this deal that I have, like when I look at it, GameStop, and I look at Chewy, and I look at the leadership, right? So I always invest for leadership first. And that's why I went. That's why I stayed in Costco for so long, because I saw Charlie Munger in there, and I saw he was bringing his sub companies and partnering up with Costco, like Shaw Flooring. He only sells Shaw Flooring through Costco. And you're like, well, then I should be buying all Shaw Flooring I can. Anything he's touching, I should be touching. He's a smart man. He's a rich man. I follow the money, right? So here's the money. Ryan Cohen. So there's these three guys back in the day: Ryan Cohen, Michael Day, and Alan Adel. They developed Chewy, but they needed money to do it. And the money was Volution Capital. So they're doing pitch decks after pitch decks, and they do 100 pitch decks. And finally, they go through in the meeting, and Volution Capital says, we'll give you your first 10 million, 15 million. And that is Larry Chang. Larry Chang just tweeted out right now. I don't know if you guys got his tweet right now. I don't know if you guys even know who he is, but
I was trying to find him last night.
Yeah, I'll send him the tweet. I'll send the tweet to you. He just tweeted and he said, it's amazing how people don't realize that you should be investing in companies for what they will do, not for what they're currently doing. So when you evaluate in your Wall Street and you're looking on the street and you're like, I don't want to buy that company. I don't want to buy GameStop. Why am I going to buy like my brother tells me, why am I going to buy a Radio Shack? Why am I going to buy a Blockbuster? Why am I going to buy Hollywood Video? I said, bro, it's not that. It's way more than that. Look at the leadership. So the leadership came over when Ryan Cohen bought out his seat on the board through RC Ventures. He bought 3 seats. And he didn't bring Michael Day with him, but he brought Alan Adel, he brought Larry Chang, and himself. And they went onto this board and they overtook it. And when they took over the seats, and they just went into effect in June. People think they've been there this whole time, but they weren't in those leadership roles just yet. And you have Mike Ricupio, who's from Amazon, now, and he's North America CFO. Now he's with GameStop. You have Matthew Furlong, who was all of Australia. He's now the CEO at GameStop. People are leaving Fortune 500 companies and their RSUs and their PSUs. I think people forget about PSUs sometimes. Tony, you were asking a question like 3 months ago. You're like, hey, why is the float increasing on AMC? And they didn't report it like on the earnings. Those shares usually are the PSUs, the performance stock units that they get every quarter. These guys, that's why the float increases and increases. And you're like, how the hell is this happening? Where are these shares coming from? Well, it's just them giving themselves shares, right? So I stay out of that one. But when I talk about GameStop, this is how they're paying these guys. They're paying them with an idea of, hey, we have something great going on here. And what is it? It's you. It's the people. It's us, right? It's YouTube, sure, but it's Reddit, it's Twitter, it's Diamond Hands. No, you ever ask me why should you invest in GameStop? And I'll tell you, look to your left and your right. Those investors are different. Those investors are not here for a quote unquote squeeze. That's the added value. Mass, you ever go shopping at a department store and you go in, you're gonna get your girl something, right? And you go, you know what? I want to get that perfume. I want to get that Dolce & Gabbana light blue for my girl. And you say, you know, I don't want that one. I want this one, the one that comes with the extra gift, with the purse, with the with a bow on it in a box. That's the added value. You see, I invest money into a stock, into a company that I love. I love gaming, and I love GameStop, and I love the leadership. But the added value is the manipulation. If it is there, and if we can get it, if we can get the money out of it, that's great. But fundamentally, the company's flawless. When I say flawless, it's because I've done the math, right? I've done the work. Zero long-term debt. These guys are e-commerce first, right? So when you think about e-commerce has changed over the course of your lifetime. The internet's changed. Before it was Mosaic. Mosaic was the first internet that allowed you to upload a picture and text. And then we went to America Online. And then we got to where we are today, where your user face is you load it up yourself. You load up the internet yourself. You know, we can put up videos on YouTube all damn day. We can do Facebook. We can do it all. We put up our own pictures, build our own web space. That's 2.0. That's Web 2.0, and that's the technology you're in right now. Flat surface. This is Web 2.0. My phone. It's flat. They're building Web 3.0 right now. The whole world's building it right now as we speak. And GameStop has a footing in Web 3.0. That's what's happening right now. And that's NFTs. So people don't have their mind wrapped around it yet. Even GameStop. GameStop's an e-commerce juggernaut right now because they have the guys. They have Ryan Cohen. They have Alan Adel. They have Larry Chang. They know e-commerce. They were Chewy. They beat out Amazon on premium pet products. Now you're looking at the sector of gaming. What is GameStop selling right now? They're selling Garmin. They're selling Segways. They're selling TVs. They're selling cell phones. They went and pulled the number one guy from Apple for the refurbished program. Randy Teal, I believe his name is. I can't remember everybody's name right now. I don't have notes in front of me. But I'm just telling you guys, they have taken 350 executives from top tier talent across the board, and they're all at GameStop right now. So to hire at all the hubs, whether it be in Boston, Massachusetts, Seattle, you have to be in Seattle. That's the hub for e-commerce, whether it be Amazon, Costco, Zulily for clothing, and that's where they're making their money. So the business strategy of GameStop has expanded well beyond anyone's imagination when all they see is a squeeze. All they saw was, hey, I'm buying some shares. It's going up. They took away the buy button. Let's get angry. I have none of that here. I'm strictly fundamentals. You want to talk X, Y, and Z? You know what's crazy, guys? Tony, I know you look into a lot of filings because you're so well documented. You don't want to be the first to it. You want to you always say I'd rather get it right than be first. And I tell you, I was looking at a filing for GameStop, and I was trying to figure out what their earnings would be. And guys, my whole crew will tell you, anyone who ever watches the video, they will tell you, I've guessed the earnings report to the dollar, the last two of them. So tonight, in front of you guys, on record, documented, I want to guess the earnings report for GameStop for this next quarter. I'll say it right now in text. I wrote it down. I wrote a number down. Let me see where it is. Here we go.
I'm like, all right, here we go.
Right here, $1.224 billion this quarter. If I tell you how I get that number, you're never going to believe me. But I think it's going to be that. I guessed 1.38 and some change, and it was. And the one before that, I guessed the 2.23 billion, and it was. And I guessed that, and I did it. You know, I do these reports every month where I do a update why you should buy GameStop, and that's it. Is people take me all wrong? They kind of get me wrong sometimes. So I appreciate like Mass reaching out to me. They go, "Hey, Marantz is they'll tell you, they'll be like, hey, he's bashing every other stock in the world, and it's not that. I hate certain people. Let me tell you, I hate the leadership of the stock that you guys love, but I love the people that hold it. I love retail. I love us. I think we can make a difference. And my first thing, the only thing I walk through, I'm bulletproof vest. GameStop I wake up every day. I'm happy. The price is down. I'm excited because I can buy more. Price goes up. I'm excited because I get to be like, look what it's doing. But do I really care? I'm not selling anytime soon. So I have my 3 catalysts. I know we've talked about this in our phone call, Mass, that we had yesterday. 3 catalysts for GameStop and for anyone that's in it. If you guys are thinking about selling, like my brother, I can tell you this. I have a twin brother. And my twin brother hates GameStop to the point where he buys it and he gets out of it. He's in and out all damn week and all month, and he makes money off of it. Yes, he's playing it all which ways. I go, hey, bro, can you just hang on a little longer? He buys 50 shares at a time. He'll buy 50 and he sells it. 50, sells it. I'm like, hey, so I called him today live on the stream, and I was like, hey, bro, it's at 141. He almost hung up on me. I gotta go sell it. Hold on, I'll be right back. And I was like, no, don't hang up. Here's why.
Jeez.
I have 3 catalysts.
Stop calling him.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I know,
yes,
right?
sir.
Stop calling him. Exactly.
Hey, well, I got. Yeah, you're right. I just don't give him the update. I'll just tell him it's down every time. He doesn't check. He's ridiculous. But he's retired now. He was a first sergeant. He was a sergeant major select. All this stuff. But he's done now. But check this out. So there's three catalysts that we're all waiting for, and the obvious one is the marketplace by the end of the month, by the end of July. So they say the marketplace is going to go live. They have their 50 creators. Everyone's excited. That marketplace is actually, the beta's up on the wallet. So I have a wallet right now loaded with NFTs. Oh, I have like 3,000 NFTs that the guys are trading back and forth. There's no relative value to them yet, but there can be in the marketplace coming up. But that's not the catalyst to get you over the hump. Here's why. Apple released iTunes in 2001. They didn't release the iPod until October of 2001. So from January and February of 2001, iTunes was released. It took them about 9 to 10 months to get the actual product out to you. GameStop's almost doing the same thing, but it took 2 years before that reflected on the price and the share price of Apple. Apple didn't increase 3 times. It went from $9 to $30 in that time span of 2 years after. How long is it going to take for this world to adapt, or Wall Street to adapt to this? That's my only thing. It's not that I'm not bullish on it. I'm just realistic about it. Like, hey, is the price going to double tomorrow once they announce the marketplace? Probably not. It's just not going to go that way. So, and I'm realistic with it. And I tell everybody, like, I'm not the guy shouting on the roof, 10 million a share. I won't be there. Are you kidding? I won't be there. Where am I getting out at? Somewhere where it's going to be beneficial for my family and myself. But I will tell you this. the other catalyst that you have coming to you is a dividend payout via stock split. This is going to be pressure on shorts. It's also going to be leverage for you as the investor, and Wall Street might be prone to this one. And the only reason why I say this is because only real reason why people expand their float is so that one person can't come in and buy the whole company. One person can't control your company. Like that, it's a good reason to do it. Other than, hey, we need to earn some money here, we need to raise some money, we're broke. I mean, those are other reasons too. But from what I've seen over these years of expanding the float, you want to get new investors involved. But he's doing it in a different way than most. I know people brainstorm other ideas on how to do this, but they have not announced when they're going to do it. And he says they will do it in due time. Well, or they're going to evaluate the market and see when they're going to do it. That's what they said in the last earnings call. But see, those two things are going to happen, okay, a stock split and a marketplace. And that might be everyone's like coup de grace moment. They're like, yes, it's there. That's not it. Mass, it's the S&P 500. If GameStop can get their shit together and have positive earnings for 4 straight quarters and have a market cap of over $14.6 billion, that's $192 a share, they will be in the S&P 500. And in the S&P 500 is when it really happens. This is when the rubber meets the wall. And I'll tell you why. Rubber meets the road, whatever. Here's why. Tesla did it. Tesla did it in December. And I want you to look at that stock, what happened to it. They announced the stock split, yes. They went and that moved some stuff around, but that did nothing compared to what the S&P 500 does, because index funds require the buying of shares. So they actually have to go out and get the shares that are going to be long towards those index. So anyone who trades off the 500, anyone who trades off of any sector that they're using when they're in the S&P 500, I believe Tesla right now is a part of 354 ETFs. Can you imagine? Can you imagine GameStop being in 354?
Right.
I mean,
right.
They're only in 105 right now. So you can only imagine the buying pressure that would cause on this market. And remember, I don't get too involved in the synthetic shares, what's real, what's not, what's the short interest. I'm not there.
Fundamentals.
I'm more along the lines of fundamental. That's it. How's the business running? How are they doing it? So that's the breakdown. I just gave you the gist. I know I talked a lot there, so I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. No, I think I followed most of it. I wrote a lot of it down. So let me go back and just kind of touch on a couple of these points that you said. So
sure.
So going forward, if we were looking at the biggest impact that GameStop could have on the entire gaming market. Oh, before I forget, I wrote this at the top. The warehouse in Pennsylvania, is that whole thing about just a storage or stock for retail, for hardware and stuff like that?
Okay, great.
Or is there something technical going on there?
No, no, not at all. I actually have a sponsor for the channel that's an affiliate that drives. He owns the trucking company that drives products from point A to point B. I can't go into too much detail than that, but we have before. But they've been to both sites. The York, Pennsylvania site is the size of 5 Costco's, 710,000 square feet. And they use this huge distribution center for the whole East Coast. They've never had footprint on the East Coast. And if you looked at Chewy, they're mimicking Chewy's game plan. The footprints. So they're trying to, first they put employment centers in Boston for all the smart guys, right? Like yourself. They put it in Seattle for the e-commerce side. They put Texas because that's where they're at and that's where Tony is. And then they put Florida for a call center because they had to hire 500 people for the new call center. But they will finish out with 7 distribution centers when it's all said and done, about 5 years, give or take. You got to remember a couple things about GameStop and how they do their finances. If you read the report, they have 507 leases due this year or next year. No, this year. 507 leases on their buildings. They have 4,500 stores or whatever it may be. But the 507 leases is the least amount that they owe for the next 5 years. So they're going to use the money they have, not so much to pay all the leases, which they have no bills, but they're going to use it for the infrastructure. They're going to build something bigger than what you see. So they're putting the map. I mean, they're getting America under first because they want to be able to deliver their products. How are you going to deliver a 40-pound anything, a bike or a TV, if you're going to have to ship it from the middle of Texas all the way to New York? You're going to pay a crazy amount of freight. But if you can have a distribution center there already, remember, they're up $1 billion in inventory. I don't know if anybody understands what that means. They increased their inventory $1 billion by having 2 distribution centers, 2 fulfillment centers. And what that did was that eliminates bottleneck issues. That eliminates being sold out of product. They're doing everything right. You want to know what they're doing? Cyber Week, not Cyber Monday. They do the whole week. They do specials all week long. They're offering deals. People always ask me, why would I rather buy it at GameStop than Best Buy or Walmart or Target? Because those guys don't have anything. So just giving you a heads up on how it is. But that's the gist of it. Okay. So Tony, what you got?
What did they have 2 distribution centers before, 1 distribution center, or 0? What was the previous state?
Sure. So they have them overseas, like in international, but in America here, they had 3 offices that they were using as distribution centers. So there was 1 in Kentucky and 2 in Texas. Those are still distribution centers per se, but they're not the big ones. The square footage is not even near. It's like 200 and 100,000. It's smaller square footage. But they even use their headquarters office as a distribution center. That was the original. So that's what they have.
I just want to, while you're paused here for 1 second, there's a lot of questions in my chat about AMC and Adam Aaron. We're not
sure.
Guys, we have a guest on tonight to talk about GameStop. So we're not going to be talking about AMC tonight, not at all. You guys know, I think, John, you're in Massalorian, you're in GameStop. I own GameStop, but I don't have time to do all of the level of due diligence on GameStop to answer all of the questions to the degree that you guys deserve answers on, to the level of degree that you guys deserve answers. And so Marantz is here tonight to help us and help you answer any and all questions you have about GameStop. That's what tonight is about. So if we can focus any questions or any chat about GameStop, if you have AMC questions, we're not going to be going through those tonight. And if you don't care about GameStop, then this probably is not the stream for you tonight, unless you're here just to learn. So I appreciate you coming on, Marantz, because obviously you are heart and soul in GameStop. And I watched GameStop when the first squeeze happened, but I wasn't participating. But that's what got my attention. I got in AMC early, and then I have been adding GameStop along the way on dip. So I'm a enthusiastic participant, but I just don't have time to dive in it to the level. So thanks for coming here and sharing your knowledge tonight.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
No problem. I appreciate it. I really do.
100%.
Hey, Mass, I have a question for you because I just saw somebody type in the chat here. They said, and I just want to know how you feel about it. Why do you think GameStop's so tight-lipped about their strategy? That's what they're doing these days.
That is a good question.
Did we not just talk? We just had this conversation earlier today, didn't we? Didn't we just say, why do you think he's making these cryptic? I'm sick of the cryptic tweets, and why isn't he the gag orders off and yada yada? Is that what you mean? That in that sense?
Well, no, because I just read somebody just wrote this right now, and it triggers my brain, right? So like it was Dream of Stuff. So Dream of Stuff. I don't know anybody in your guys' chat, but I'm reading it. I promise you. Like I'm hearing you guys, and I'm reading because I want to know. You. Like some people out there. They're upset to the point where they'll be like, oh, GameStop's not the only play. And I totally agree with that. I do. It's just the only play I'm doing. Of course not. Right?
No one's saying that.
And no. If you're reading the chat, I read the chat. I let them do their thing. But I remember Tony said something on the last live stream. He said, hey, man, there's 8,000 other stocks. And everybody's chasing something, right? And you always want to congratulate someone who's been in something for so long and it hits. And, you never want to look down on their hit. Right, like when they hit something, you're like, man.
If anybody
awesome.
Hits anything ever, you congratulate them across the board.
Like
if you take down Wall Street, that's you. You are the man. That's it. No,
I'm with you, but like that's the country club talk, right? Like we're at a country club, we're sitting back, and we're like, I remember when I got Netflix at $30, and then you're like, I sold it at $600. Everyone's gonna have that conversation one day. If you believe in your investment, you believe in what you're doing. You write it out. Like I'm writing this out. What if it doesn't work? Like I've had that. Come on, guys. Do you think I second guess myself? I try not to, but I sit there and I'm like, man, what if tomorrow Ryan Cohen wakes up and he's like, you know what? I have a lot of money right now because he bought in at $13.
I don't need this shit. I don't need this shit. Yeah.
I mean, he's a young guy. He's 36 years old. Like I think about this all the time.
Yep.
But can I tell you something? And this is the crazy part. This is why I love you guys talking to each other every day is remember the first part, what I said? I said, the reason why I invest is because of you, because I trust everyone that's in this damn thing that they understand what they have. And that's just the way I am. I'm putting my trust.
Most.
Yeah, yes, sir. But I'm putting my trust into other people. I put my trust into Ryan. I put my trust into Larry, to all the board of directors. I put my trust into my wife to allow me to do it, right? I put my trust into my kids to not sell my shares the minute I die. Like I trust everyone around. Oh, trust me, guys. Have you not had that talk with your children? Hey, I could die tomorrow in a car accident. You better not sell. You better not. I mean, I have. That's what I'm doing. But I know that I have this relationship, this love-hate relationship with what I'm doing. But it took me over a long time ago. It took over my life. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the investment I'm making at the moment, but it's not my only investment. Can I just be fair with that? I want people to know that. I still have a 401k, still have a Roth, and I still have shares of Costco, definitely. That's a company that I'll always be invested with because it's food, fuel, and medicine, and it's just a smart investment. They might go up or down, but I invest past macroeconomics. So I don't just sit here and tell you I'm worried about what the Fed's doing, or I'm worried about how the Treasury is going to really take, or the SEC, what they're going to do. So that's what it is. Go ahead. If you guys have any questions, I mean, I'm here for you.
Yeah. Do you mind if you want to ask a question?
I
Feel
was
free,
just going
T,
to
ask
say,
what you want.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, when people ask me in my Discord or on my live streams, what is it that I like about GameStop? Because they're so quiet, right, on their earnings calls. And it's like a big mystery. No one knows what the hell's going on. And I was hoping that you'd come share any insights or anything that you have about that. But the answer that I give is Ryan Cohen is the secret sauce right now. I know that's a shitty answer if you're a bear and you hate GameStop. And they love to hear us say that. Because, oh, how can you invest in a company based on a person? But that is the secret sauce for GameStop at this moment. And I think that he is working on a plan. I'm a customer of Chewy's. They dominate, like you said, in the pet food segment. It's a great company. And I have faith. You said trust. I say faith. I have faith that Ryan Cohen is working on something for GameStop. But man, it is annoying a lot of people that he's so damn quiet for so long. So can you talk about that for a second?
Well, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for the masses, right? Because even though people interject with their ideas and their thoughts, I strictly speak for myself. Because I have this little saying, right? When I come on, I'm like, "Welcome back to Marantz Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice." So I don't give anyone like what I'm doing, but I will tell it to you like this: I don't get upset with it because I understand his game plan. He's always had like a 4 to 5 year game plan. The way he did Chewy, I studied it. I studied it to the point where I've glanced over the pitch deck that they have, and you guys can watch that pitch deck for Chewy, and then you'll really understand the way GameStop's going. It's online. It doesn't have many views. It probably has like 10,000 views, but it's through Volution Capital, and VC Volution Capital is the actual firm that's funding GameStop at the moment and Chewy back in the day. So that's where I went. I went to their website. I went and looked at their pitch deck, and I was like, wow, they're mimicking the same game plan. Like layered growth. You understand that online shopping does, the same in year 5 that it did in year 1. And you just keep building your project here. So with the NFT wallet, if we're going to do speculation, which I don't do, Tony, and I know you don't do either, I don't like doing it. But if we're going to have that conversation, because all we can do is speculate, because you can't talk on it like you know it.
No.
I do have a guy who told me that they're building a new distribution center in here in the U.S. because he tells me that, because he owns the trucks that go back and forth, and he says, hey, they're building a new one, but that's all he could tell me. And I'm like, because you sign NDAs and you do all this stuff. So I was like, all right, that's how they're doing it down in Grapevine. Well, and that's just where GameStop's headquarters is. But if we're going to speculate, let's speculate on this. One, let's speculate on the dividend. That's the first thing. Speculation on dividend, and the timeline is that if this price were to increase in a good run, then it would be the ideal time to split. I don't need a price to increase. I don't. But if they want to do it all at once, if they want to do the NFT marketplace and the split at once to really put pressure on people, see some craziness.
I
You
was
would
gonna
see some.
say,
Can you imagine the announcement stock
can you
split?
combine them? That's what I was gonna say. What are the
I mean, you
chances that?
can. I mean, it's a knockout blow, but you got to ask yourself, like,
Well, that's what we want, right? Don't we want to knock them the fuck
yeah.
out?
Well, I
All
don't.
right, so
Hold up. Hold
why
on,
wouldn't you
Bass.
unleash
Bass,
that
Bass,
on
I
them?
see you. You're not gonna get it out of me. I'm not the guy to say I want to force it.
I'm just
A
kidding.
squeeze.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm with
I
you.
know.
No. A lot of people are, and I get it, and I understand it, man. The
I know.
frustration of holding for a year and a half, right? And then you're looking at all the manipulation that people can prove. I mean, we look at the stock
I
daily.
know.
We see them take 200,000 shares today at 33% to borrow. Do you know that it was 0.9 a year ago to the day? 0.9 cost to borrow.
Yeah.
Today, 33%. That's 33 times higher. And they're paying it to borrow those 200,000 shares. And so it's wild. It's wild. And we all have ideas on how it's going to work out. But that NFT marketplace, I was reading up on NFTs, and they're like, it could be everything, right? It could eliminate the post office. You can send one piece of anything, digital asset, to another at no charge, at minimal charge, at a penny, a fraction of a penny. And if GameStop can be the middleman, and with crypto crashing, people think it's a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's a great reset for what they're going to be doing. And if they want to make that marketplace just that. So the branding of the marketplace, ideally, they think it's going to be called GME Gramerica, because that copyright actually goes through in about 6 days. So they file for the trademark of it. It goes through in 6 days. It goes live in 6 days. So they're probably waiting on that for the marketplace. But I don't know. I'm speculating at this point, and I hate it because I feel like an ass when I speculate, because I never want to. I just want to read 13F, a couple of 10Qs, call it a day, and tell you what it is. Like, nuts and bolts. That's the way I've been since I was born. I'm an old school investor. I get that, but I still love these new school things. I want to learn these things because you know what I missed the boat on, and I did it. I missed the boat on Facebook, and I still remember it. I still remember this old man that I was with that day. He was like, "Man, I'm buying Facebook the minute it goes live today, son." And I was like, "Okay." And I could have
$40 a share, $30 a share.
It was like the year was like 2011, 2012 in that range. I'm trying to remember, but when it went live, it was projected to go $28 a share, and then it went up to like 33 in the day, and then boom, 39, somewhere in that range. I can't remember, but all I know is this guy called. He was calling his broker, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get 1,000 shares," and I was just like, "All right, I missed out on that one." Like, there's nothing I could do, so I'm not missing out on GameStop, guys. I'm not. And can I tell you my investment plan on how I do it? I put pennies in at a day, pennies compared to most, but those pennies have added up into a nice figure, because if I keep living the way I am, I have no cable television. I barely eat any food. I'm on a workout plan right now. I have the same pair of shoes I've had for 10 years. I don't buy anything for myself. I do everything for my family, and that's what I call it. GameStop is where I'm at, guys. I don't take any super chats on my show. All the money that I ever get from YouTube, I give it right back to the crew. We gave away over $2,000 worth of GameStop merch from the sponsor of the channel. He sent me a package. I opened it live on TV. It was an Oculus. It was a Switch. It was everything I could do. And I give it all back to the viewers because we're GameStop. And that's it. It's a family. And it's a little different than most investments. I know that. It's a movement. It's more than just an investment. To me, it is. To some people, it's just a play. To some people, it's I'm going to make some money. And I get that. And I don't fault them for that. They can do that.
To each his own. I get it. I get it.
That's it.
Some people don't care. It's fine.
I got you.
The way it is.
I got you.
Yeah, I know that anyone, any traditional investor, especially people that don't have any faith at all in GameStop, are going to hate that answer that you just gave. That you're investing in it because you like it and your family. Because to some people that makes absolutely no sense, right? And so
it does.
To those people, I want to say I think we all get it, but that's for Marantz. That is not how he's evaluating GameStop. So, and everybody has their own unique way to evaluate a play that they're in.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. I really do. You said
Marantz,
something.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question about this NFT? The one thing about the NFT marketplace thing that I want to ask about: how much of the NFT marketplace is going to be able to infiltrate into this massive online streaming gaming platform that is coming to the market right now? That is going to be the way forward for video gaming when we're getting away from consoles and brick and mortar stores. Like that's what it's confusing me about the warehouses, because I'm like, where are we going with retail delivery shops? Like I'm thinking digital revolution. I'm thinking this NFT thing, they're saying you're going to be able to get all kinds of unique things that are one of a kind or 10 of a kind, or, the video game field is massive. I get it. There's money to be made there. And if you can be a disruptor, then the chances of there being no downside to GameStop completely change. And we don't have to play the semantics game, right? Let's base it
Right.
on,
So
is there something we could look to like pinpoint?
yeah, so let's talk about, there's three different things, three different sectors, okay, for GameStop. So the first is the e-commerce and brick and mortar, which everyone in retail wants brick and mortar. They tell you they don't, like it's old school, nobody wants it. Yeah, they do. Go ask Amazon. They try to buy Whole Foods, and they did. Go ask anyone who wants storefronts. There's only 1,000 Best Buys. There's only 312 Targets, and there's only how many GameStops? 4,500. So they have that retail space already gone. So that's e-commerce and retail. We got that covered. The second part of this is going to be the gaming factor. So IMX Immutable has been in this NFT gaming space for years. And if you've ever heard their CEO, his name's Robbie. He partnered up with GameStop, and they're doing a grant program where they have $100 million, and they're paying out companies to come over and build their games on their platform, the platform being NFTs. So it's NFT, it's play to earn. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. They're looking for $100 million game. And I don't mean dollar. I'm sorry. 100 million user game, a billion people game. They're looking for the next Fortnite, the next Call of Duty.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everything.
This is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yes. So they're building these games right now. The next game is being built right now as we speak. He just tweeted this out yesterday. So if you guys don't follow Robbie Ferguson, he's Immutable X's CEO. And the way it works, because there's a gaming company out right now. It's called WAGMI Gaming, right? WAGMI, WAGMI Defenses. And it's crazy. You go to the website and you can upload your GameStop wallet, click on it, and you can play the game. So when you're playing the game, you're using the NFTs from your wallet, right? But it's in beta mode right now. It's only the Genesis wallet, whatever it may be. But you see the widget, and it kind of reminds me of like every website you go to, and it says you can sign in with your Google ID, with your Google email, your Gmail. You know how I set up Restream right now, which is an awesome app, by the way. I set it up because you sent the link, and it says sign in with your Facebook. It's the same thing. All these new free games that you see, these play-to-earn games, are going to have a little widget down there that you can click, and it's going to say sign up with your GameStop wallet. And that GameStop wallet insignia is going to be massive for this whole world. And it's already happening. It's already integrated into three games total. So they're going from there. So it'll be gone before you know. You have this middleman. You have GameStop, the middleman, who said people say you don't need GameStop because I can play PlayStation and I can download the games on PlayStation.com. I don't need Xbox because I can download the games on Xbox. Well, guess what GameStop's doing? They're going the opposite route. The play-to-earn games, the NFT games, and guess who's so far behind? The world. The whole world is behind. You can look at, I forget the company's name. What's the company with Zynga? Zynga Gaming? Remember the Farmville and the poker and all that? They were the first to the table on Facebook Gaming. It didn't work out too well for them because they were the first. And then they did it wrong. They didn't have the right hires. They're hiring 75 people this year right now for NFT blockchain gaming. That's what they're doing this year. They're already a whole year behind GameStop, and GameStop hired the best people in the world to do it. They stole everybody. Oh, I promise you, if you guys have been following this like we have for the last year and a half, they took everybody. So they're forming it. IMX is there. LRC is the coin they're using for the transactions. And then it's on top of the Ethereum blockchain network. So Ethereum will go up. LRC will go up. IMX is that token to pay the creators. And additionally, this helps out the wallet. I have so much that has been passed to me. NFTs, people are minting and producing. With 60,000 wallets active right now, and it's not even active on an Android phone, just Apple. You wait until it's live and running with everybody. 100,000, 150,000 users, easy. There's already 140,000 shareholders. But think about how many people are going to be using this. So it's bigger than anybody can imagine. The other part that no one's talking about is NFTs beyond just gaming. NFTs and crypto, if they develop their own their own chain, their own, oh, how can I say it? Their own marketplace for crypto and all transactions, right? You don't need Coinbase. You don't need this. You can still do it with GameStop wallet. You got it. Because there's 7 that you can transfer over right now, 7 crypto coins. If you can do more moving forward, it's going to be amazing. But that means they take over the whole world at that point.
How would they get access to those IPs though?
So
To
they're
do
doing it
something
peer
like
to
that?
peer. Yeah, they're doing it peer to peer. They use 2 engines. I can't remember the engines that you use because I went ahead and uploaded. Like I had to go buy Ethereum, right? And I had to go to my wallet. I can upload it, and it's one I put in my credit card. Boom! I actually got Ethereum at the current price, whatever it was, best offer. Brought into my wallet. It's mine forever. I can. It's not in someone else's account. It's not. It's in my own cold storage wallet, my own right here. It's not at Coinbase. It's not at Webull. It's not at Robinhood. They can't liquidate my position and take it from me. It's actually mine. That was the best part about it. So it's decentralized, this cryptocurrency on its own. The wallet's in beta form, but if you want to go download it, it's at nft.gamestop.com. And they're ahead of the game, man. They really are. If people only knew what the hell's going on.
I just want to say this is why we have people like you, subject matter experts, come on, because I just learned so much in the last 15 minutes that if I'm on here for 3 hours, the last 15 minutes was worth it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yep. Okay. Well, okay. Real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask. Thinking to myself, they want to use all of these, these licensed IPs. Eventually GameStop wants their own. You're saying their marketplace. They want a place where you be able to store all of these things, right, and buy and trade and sell, right? So that would be the platform and the bank, almost, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you say cutting out the middleman, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Can I show you something?
Please.
See the shirt?
Yeah.
It says "Power to the Players."
Yep.
AKA "Power to the Creators." That's what GameStop's doing. It's putting the power into your hands. So they're actually taking out the middleman completely. This is a whole separate sector, guys. They're keeping this separate from the e-commerce. E-commerce is the hey, we can fall back on the business side of it. They're making $6 billion a year on this side. They're doing great. Now we're going to go with this route, and this route's going to be something different. It's Web 3.0, and it's everything that we want to do in life. It really is. So I'm so excited with it. But hey, they didn't know what it was when they bought GameStop. These guys, they got presented. Somebody walked up to them and gave them a pitch deck, and by doing that, someone walked up and gave them a great idea, and that great idea has transformed into what's in front of you. The fact that we own the stock, well, that's just the caveat. That's all it is.
What are you? I'm curious what your thoughts are, and I know, sorry, this is speculation, but do you see GameStop keeping the large brick and mortar footprint that they have now? Do you think, again, speculation, that is going to be integral to their future? Are they going to shrink? Are they going to keep it the same?
No, Tony, I think you have to keep it, and here's why. That retail footage is the 24-hour, 12-hour, 1 hour delivery date to you. Like, this is the only way you get it to you within the hour. People can buy products right now online and they get it delivered via DoorDash in 1 hour, 2 hours. You buy the video game, it's there. You don't need the distribution centers, the huge fulfillment centers, but those little hubs everywhere in America, that's how they get it to your front door. It's already there. It's within driving distance. They're going to deliver it to you. And they're doing that right now. They're using DoorDash to deliver within the hour. If you buy a video game, they can get it to you. And it's unbelievable. They know e-commerce, man. Like, I don't even doubt them on that side. That's something different. It's something amazing. They don't need Instacart. They don't need ideas from other people. They've got their own. They know what they're doing there. So it's just the marketplace that no one knows anything about.
I have a question from Wedmore.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure any of us could answer this, but Marantz, I'll let you take a whack at it first.
Sure.
Does GameStop have the potential to be pushed below $100 again just to test people?
I don't think it's GameStop testing people. So if we talk TA, right, we have a lot of theories on TA. And if you ever watch the charts that we pull up, there's a debt ceiling, as they call it, and it keeps getting lowered. So the more shares we keep buying, the waves keep rising, right? This tide is rising, and eventually we're going to push past it. When we push past it, it's going to be all she wrote. I mean, that's in the case that they were manipulated that deep. It's that far. But remember, I'm invested first for the company. But if you ever want to talk about the short squeeze, the MOAS theory, I've done one video on it. That's one. But other than that, no, I don't invest for that reason. I invest solely great leadership, a great emphatic following, myself included, and then I love gaming and I love games. So it's the future. Even if Web 3.0 is going to be the new internet, I'm going to be able to sit there at that country club and tell you guys, I told you so. That's it.
So when you're saying Web 3.0 right now, are you
Yes.
basically saying that there's going to be no more physical? I mean, we
I
got
love
chip
this question.
shortages right now, all kinds of stuff
No,
like that.
I love
right?
this question. Stop that. I love this question.
Are we
'Cause
headed
this is
towards an
where
all download Steam, Epic, that type of thing? Is that where we're going?
All right. Let's show you what we got. Okay. Here's what we got. We got Mark Zuckerberg. Listen, I don't like the kid. Whatever. I don't care. But he's actually making prototypes of goggles that people are going to be wearing for VR. There's already an Oculus out there. There's numerous other things, but that Quest 2 Oculus, the Meta Quest, the way it works is this metaverse. I'm just going to give you the idea. I'm in the metaverse. I'm walking through, and I see a Walmart. I can walk through the Walmart in this virtual world and start shopping, just like you would on your flat 2.0 website. But this time, I'm actually physically going to grab the items, throw them in my basket as if I would when I'm on the website. Then I'm going to click out.
Mhm.
I'm going to pay. And they're going to deliver that stuff to my house. That's how it works. It's just a virtual 3D world, but they're mapping it out right now. It took forever to build the internet you're looking at right now. Every letter that you see on this internet, every text, someone has typed. Whether it be Wikipedia, somebody had to type that. So when you really look at this world that they're building in 3.0, it's going to take time, but there's millions of people trying to do it right now. For the 8 billion people on the planet, we're going to get ahead, and it's going to take time, but they need NFTs to do it because they're using those 3-dimensional art pieces. And that's why people are buying NFTs. That's why people are buying land in the damn metaverse. People are buying homes like Snoop Dogg. You want to live next door to Snoop Dogg? It's $400,000. It's absolutely wild. It's a status quo. It's like, I want to have this status of owning this NFT and being part of this program. It's no different than living in a country club and being part of the program. But everyone's catching on. So they changed the whole damn company name, Meta. They changed, Ferraris are doing NFTs. Everybody's doing NFTs. So it'll all catch up. The whole world will be NFTs. And it'll all be right here in Web 3.0. It's too far to reach, too big to think. But just know that your money's going to go up.
So how far are we away from that? Because it seems to me, if we are right around the corner from hitting those type of leaps and bounds in gaming and transactions and all that in one place, then to me, it seems like building up an infrastructure for e-commerce. I'm trying to make the connection between the two. I see a digital world and a physical world, and I'm not seeing how the two intertwine, or are they just separate? There's two things you're bullish about the company about.
Yeah, but have you ever gone online and never got up and just stood online all day? Like in your phone or at home on your PC.
Yeah.
You ever just cruise the internet?
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what you're going to do with this new platform. But how far are we from it? I'd ask you, what were you doing 20 years ago? What were you doing online 20 years ago? You weren't. You were in a chat room in Yahoo, wondering if they had a webcam. Like it was that was our interaction. So the interaction has changed, and look at what we're doing now. We're on a 3-way call with 3 good people about stock market information, right? Just info that we're putting out. So it's changed faster than we thought, but don't ever confuse it with it can't happen, because this world can change quick.
I'm gonna add as the official old guy in the chat. This whole the NFT thing and the metaverse is all. It seems very fanciful, and I have a couple NFTs from AMC, but those are the only ones I have. I don't have time to really get into all of that stuff. But I do believe in the potential of things that I can't understand. Because if you would have asked me 10 years ago, would I have no checks? I don't ever write checks, and I don't ever go shopping anymore. Everything is virtual, digital, online. And I don't think I would have thought that 10 or 15 years ago. So for anyone who's listening who can't quite imagine what Marantz is saying, don't discount the possibilities of the future just because you don't get it today.
You know what it is, Tony? We all used to use cash, and I doubt anyone has cash in their pocket.
I don't carry cash.
You just don't.
unless
But
it's
the
by
thing is,
accident.
there's a digital tether to everything on the internet when you think about NFTs, and they're going to tie it to a blockchain and they're going to put value to it. So if you need more NFTs, Tony, I've got you. Just tell me your wallet address, send it to me, and I'll fill you up. I will. But I appreciate you guys doing this space right now because I'm seeing a lot of good typing here. Everyone's saying everything, but I don't want to confuse people and think like it's like we're ready to be in the Matrix, right? Ready Player One, the movie. It's not that way. It's more like Minecraft and The Sims. Like it's going to be choppy at first. It's not going to be amazing, but it can get there, and it just might. So that's the way GameStop's going.
Are they going to be able to get any action as far as the different downloading platforms that are out there, such as Steam and Epic? Is GameStop the name, the IP itself? Is there any way they're going to be able to get involved with any of that type of market?
Yeah, so the branding of it, right? You see GameStop, it's synonymous with just you want the colors, you want the name. That's why they got rid of Electronics Boutique. So they used to have half their company Electronics Boutique.
Right.
I
remember.
Europe
Yeah, I remember.
So they just got rid of it this year because they want one name and they want it all. These guys understand branding. So I think those guys will have to catch up because we've hired the best in the world. Everyone's playing catch up right now to GameStop. And for those people that say they're just not living in this world. I'm just telling you right now. How can you tell me through a pandemic, through storefronts closing, through this whole movement, everyone's locked up, even through inflation, everything. GameStop's still up in sales. They're up. They even beat Wall Street's projection in sales this last quarter. So it's just people are there. The community, this following, we're different. You guys, obviously, I'll even give you this one. Do you guys support the movies? Do you guys go to the movies?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
All the time.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. You support your investment, right? I support my investments. I drive a Ford. Okay. I drink Budweiser. I shop at Costco. I go to GameStop. And I invest money with T. Rowe Price. There's the 5. I do the 5 things I do is what I do. And it's only because I read a book a long time ago and I saw some interviews and I was reading up on Warren Buffett. And he says, invest in what you know, not on what you want to catch or what you want to chase. You can be that guy. You really can, but invest in what you know. So that's all I do. I'm old school. I get it. I might not be so flashy. I might not have the updates every day on short interest of this and here's the chase. But I like reading up on it.
I'll be honest with you. We have it easy compared to you because we're just evaluating a movie theater chain that we can see receipts every weekend for how much they're bringing in. So you have a whole, a ton of things that are attached to GameStop that we don't have to deal with. So I appreciate you breaking it down into this fine of different sections. It's really nice to be able to look at all the different aspects and things that I didn't realize that they had going for them right now. But yeah, of course, I believe in the community too. That's a huge part of this movement. I get that part of it, and that's one of the biggest, parts of faith I have too. But like the fundamentals, I like that to know that the fundamentals are there too. Like even if I want to go buy tomorrow, I'm almost thinking, I can never take that hard of a hit on this.
Correct. Yeah, you're not gonna lose your money, man. I'm just gonna tell people that right now. You're not gonna lose your money. So
I did not say that.
I'm going to interject again for those that are just joining in. Tonight is not about AMC. So if you came here for any AMC questions, we're not talking about AMC at all tonight. We have a guest who's an expert in GameStop who has done a lot more due diligence in it than Massalorian and I. So tonight's questions, all when we get to Q&A from the audience, it's going to be about GameStop tonight. We do plenty of live streams on AMC. That this is not the night for that. If you didn't get that from the thumbnail, let me ask you one other question, Marantz. I saw a headline the other day. Gosh, Massalorian, I don't know if you looked it up. You and I talked about this, about some of the, and I'm sorry, I'm not a gaming expert. It's been a few years since I wasted my entire day playing games. I have done that, but not recently. But I saw a article that said some of these console companies were going to, or maybe the gaming companies, the software companies, were going to a console-less type future. Did you see that?
Sure.
And how do you see
Yeah.
that playing into the whole GameStop thing? Because it seems like in my flyby on that article that would impact hardware sales on GameStop.
Well, what impacts hardware sales are the chips, right? And then the lack of inventory for all consoles, which we've had a shortage of over the last 2 years. But GameStop, and the best point about this, over the last year has been up around $150 million in hardware sales. Additionally, they're down in software sales. So in gaming, they're down $30 million, but they're up 150 here, and then they're up 150 on apparel. What they've done is they've expanded the SKUs. They've expanded what they sell. Everyone used to say Amazon only sells books. Netflix only delivers movies through the mail. Well, GameStop only sells games? No, they do a lot more than that now. So they've changed the way they do business, and I hope people take notice. I know Wall Street's taking notice, but unfortunately, they can't invest in a company where Ryan Cohen owns 15% of it. We own all of it, and we're not selling it. So we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, waiting for something to pop off, and it will eventually. But I have my whole life to watch it. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I'm not worried about the consoles going away.
It can be mind-boggling to try and imagine what the potential is, right? Because I mean, the universe of things that they could be doing is so big. But just like with Chewy's, it's not just a pet food store. You can literally, we have all sorts of animals here, and no matter what it is, whether it's accessories, food, training, anything, you can get all of that from Chewy's. So it probably blows away my imagination to imagine what they might be considering for GameStop. I was just hoping you could drop some hints.
Well,
yeah, same here. Yeah.
You sit tight, and here's what's going to happen. Okay, so they have a partnership with Disney. GameStop does, and they're trying to find out if people are still buying Disney products. And unfortunately, there's a drawback on that. So they've actually gone into 15 different companies, whether Apple, Funko, Razer, all these high-end computer companies as well. Like if you're going to build your own PC, that's what they're selling. Top-tier components for PCs. So if you're going to be the hub for PC components, it's kind of like Chewy, where you were the hub for premium pet products. It's the same thing. It's the same business model, just a different item. So they're doing it in this way. And if you look at GameStop knowing their footprint, they made a profit in Australia this last quarter. Well, it's only because our guy, the CEO, Matthew Furlong, ran all of Australia for Amazon. So he understands how to make a profit in Australia. Well, the IMX Immutable team that's doing the partnership with the NFT marketplace, that group is from Australia as well. So they're using their connections that they made at Amazon, and they're putting them full front in front of you. So if you saw Amazon succeed, Matthew Furlong was at Amazon in 2012 is when he got there. The stock price was $192. He left Amazon's RSUs and PSUs for GameStop's nothing. And when the share price was $3,200, like he's willing to walk away from that much money and come right over here and struggle. Nah, he brought the game plan with them, and they brought the relationships with them. So that's what you see going on right now with the leadership. So I follow leadership first, I'll go fundamentals second, and then the community, the involvement that we are, that's where I'm headed next. So I never shy away from it.
Speaking of which, who would you say is a good person on Twitter from GameStop, a tech guy that would be making, announcements or might be slipping in ideas of what they're doing, possibly putting them up on social media? Who's the one tech guy you would follow for GameStop?
It's Robbie Ferguson, right? And
Okay.
I don't even want to shy away from this because I've been in the Spaces calls with Robbie when he's there. He is the CEO of Immutable IMX, and he announces like what game's coming out, what platform they're going to be doing, and how they're going about it. The integration of play to earn, ETF marketplace, and GameStop. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. There are people who give out stock updates. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like if you go to stock updates, you're going to go with like all these random guys, right? Like I got a whole crew of them, and anybody can give you a stock update, give you an Ortex print screen and some other stuff. But if you're looking for the nuts and bolts of the business, go to the top, go to Robbie Ferguson, and then you guys got to find Larry Chang, and I'm going to send him to you because you need him in your life. He's the money. You follow this guy.
All right. He's the partner with Ryan, right? He's the guy that came in originally with Ryan.
Yeah, there's two partners with Ryan, and then there's one that's not spoken of. And I don't remember the guy's name, but he's the former CEO or the chairman of the board for Zulily, and he was also with Chewy, but he's in charge of the clothing line. So he has like $100 million set to the side to do some investments with GameStop in the future. I just can't remember his name at the moment because I'm right here in front of you, but I've done videos about this stuff, 600 something videos about GameStop, guys. It's a lot in my head, but it's everything. It's everything to me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are asking all the right questions because I'm reading the chat. I'm not going to shy away from it.
Would you mind taking some questions? Are you okay with taking some questions from the chat?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll take any question. The first thing that people really want to talk about is going to be the 3-to-1 split or 7-to-1 split. Like, what's the ratio of the split? Nobody knows what the ratio of the split. Why they increase the float? If people don't understand why they increase the float, they got to read the proxy statement, but the pre-proxy statement, not the official one, but the first one that went into detail that if they were to increase the amount of shares that they could give to their executives, it would then free up the 4 million shares that were on the books at the moment. So you get a new incentive plan for the executives. It frees up the 4 million shares they already had locked up. What that does is that they're able to write out new contracts. And those incentive contracts are in forms of payment for their executives. So they're promising people they're going to give them this many shares, and you want this many shares in a company that's doing this many great things. So that's how they're stealing talent. They're acquiring talent this way with I would say, I don't want to say promises, but ideas. If you're going to invest with this company and work with this company, you better be here for the long run, 4 to 5 years. And that's what it is. So I'm invested well beyond that, but I know some people need it now. I know some people want the squeeze now, and I'm so realistic with it. I said, if you can get that to squeeze, great. But you know who you're up against. You're up against billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars on the other side. It's really tough. So I don't want to put hopium up people and light them up with nonsense. I give you facts, and I give you, what they're actually doing. And that's all the reason you need to hold. That's all the reason you need to invest. That's just what I'm doing. So that's the way
that sounds like how I talk on my channel about AMC. Before you take questions on from the audience, since you brought up the stock split, and I know a lot of people want to know, and I guess we don't know when, how, what ratio. Maybe you can talk to that one more time, but I got one more, what some people might say is a tinfoil hat or bearish question regarding the authorized shares that they just recently approved. Have you or your circle that are very close talking about GameStop nonstop every day, have you guys discussed or thought about the possibility that some of those shares could go into dilution prior to a stock split, just to raise extra cash to give them money to do, that many shares at the current price, they could bank just a massive amount of money and be literally unstoppable for a decade. Do you think that is something? Have you guys talked about that? That
I haven't talked about it in that way. Go ahead, Mass. I'm sorry.
No. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I think it's. I mean, do you think it's that wild of a possibility that they wouldn't just be dominating?
They've got plenty of cash right now, right? But I mean, if they diluted some, and they could pocket enough to be unstoppable,
especially in this market right now.
They have $1 billion. They have $1.04 billion right now. They have no long-term debt. They have $500 million revolving credit that they have not used, and they make that known. So they have a credit card out there, $500 million, $500 million, if they needed to use it, right? They don't have to have a required amount on the books. So they can utilize that cash, but if they wanted to increase the float, i.e. do an at the market offering, what would it do to us? For me personally, you would meet it with little resistance, right? The last time they offered shares, they did 5 million. 5 million last summer, right after earnings. And they didn't do that this time. So when you look at it, if they need the money, yeah, I hear you. I do. But how about this? How about we do it a different way? How about we allow the billionaire that Ryan Cohen is? He's a billionaire, right? He's the individual holder of the most Apple shares in the world. He has the most Apple shares of any individual investor. And what the crazy part is this: he's got billions, but he can't own more than 20% of the company. So if they dilute the shares up to 1 billion shares, he can buy up to 200,000 shares. Let's just put more money where your mouth is, like he did on the last run up in March. So from March until now, GameStop went from $77 up to $141 today, $138, whatever it ended at. 75% hold of their pump. They're holding 75% of what it pumped up to. Insiders bought. Larry Chang bought, Alan Adel bought, and Ryan Cohen bought. The three Chewy guys. They all bought shares in March. Now, the SPY is down 9 to 12% from that moment. So the inverse is this. GameStop's going this way. The SPY is going this way. Which one do I want to own? The one I have. So they could dilute. I hear you, Tony. I'm with you. I get little resistance from me just because I'm diehard, right? But it would be a great business move, but they don't need to. The $1 billion they have and the $500 million they have on the books, they're okay. They're okay at the moment. Their cash burn it's drastic at the moment because they're pivoting, because the transition's there. But a couple of things they don't do. They don't talk stock price. They don't talk float price. They don't talk about like what's available to them. They don't do any of that talk whenever it comes to an earnings call or even tweets or anything they want to talk to the public about, because they're not there for the shareholders yet. They're there for the customers. They are customer-centric first. Delight the customer, and they'll keep coming back. How the hell are you going to help out shareholders if you don't do what's best for your customers first? So that's the direction I get when I look at them, but I think it's only because they're using the Chewy footprint, the Chewy playbook. And that Chewy playbook's unbeatable right now. That's what I'm looking at. Remember, they sold Chewy for $3.2, $3.8 billion to PetSmart, and they're using that money to buy more GameStop. So I'm excited about it either way. But I hear you.
Yeah, I know it's kind of a out there question because they don't need the money. But I was just like one day when I had too much free time on my hands thinking, why are they being so quiet about the stock split or a stock dividend? And why did they authorize so many shares? And maybe, just maybe, some portion of that they're going to do a dilution with first. I'm just curious what your answer would be.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. But I'll tell you this, though. Them announcing that they're doing the stock split via a dividend payout, that right there should tell you how they feel about their investors. They're willing to award their investors for holding so long. But Mass, let me tell you, brother, I pray you're live that night. I pray you're live the day they announce the stock split, because hang on to your shit. That hat you're wearing won't be on because the price will go crazy. I have a feel. That's how I feel about it. You saw what happened when they announced it. It went up $60 in the after hours.
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
What the hell, bro? I cried. I was like, man, we made it this long. We made it this far. I have passion for GameStop, yes, but I'm not like this blinded with blinders on investor. I'm not. I've held plenty of positions where I'm just looking. I'm like, that's not going to go. Buy the rumor, sell the news type stuff. But when you look at GameStop, it's totally different. This news is going to come. And when it comes, brother, hang on to your shit. And GameStop can pull everything with it. If you want to talk about manipulation in that whole front, it can pull this whole damn thing with it, because you have to have a long to offset your short. And I don't know what they're long on, but I definitely know what they're short on, if that's the case, if we're talking that route. But that's going to be pretty amazing for us. So I'm excited.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's sounds exciting. I like to see it. Let me ask you this. What would you give for a fair price right now, market price that you feel GME should be right now?
Ooh, good question. Ooh. You got a calculator?
I do. Yeah, give me some numbers.
All right. No. I'm gonna get my calculator out. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to.
Yeah, I got one.
I don't want to blow smoke up anybody. So here we go. So first, let's talk about how much they make. So they make $6 billion. So I'll put that in there first. That's earnings for this last year. I see an increase because of inflation, and across the board, you're looking at about 15%. So you're going to look at around 6.9 this year. That's what I'm guessing. 6.9. Okay. So I'll just call it a fresh 7. Let's just call it $7 billion. Next, you're going to go with inventory on hand, assets, liabilities, $3.5 billion. That's the worth. So you're looking at 10.5. Now, marketplace speculation puts you at around, I'm just ballparking it because of OpenSea, got evaluated at 13 billion, 10 billion. I'll cut that number in half and I'll just give us 5. So let's go $15 billion, divide that by the 76 million shares. What do you have? About $200 a share?
I dropped my calculator.
Don't worry, $200 a share. I'm telling you. I'm just doing it in my head right now.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So an intrinsic value, right? People use this phrase very loosely, but intrinsic value on GameStop roughly you're looking at around $166 a share, $180 a share. That's me. This is no speculation on shorts, diamond hands, whatever it's worth. But what's it worth to me? Infinite. I mean, I'm not giving it up for that price. I put too much time and heart into this.
Where did you get that number 166 from? Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, so when you take your shares and you divide the $7 billion worth of sales they do, it's going to put you. I'll do the math for you. I just want to make sure I'm right on this.
Was it divided by the float?
Divided by the float, yes, sir.
Yep.
Because most companies trade in retail. Like if you look at Best Buy, they do like $50 billion in sales, right? But the share price is only trading like if they did 18 billion. It's ridiculous because they have a bad business model at the moment. Here's the thing no one's talking about. Someone's losing. Someone's losing. Either Amazon's losing, Walmart's losing, Target's losing, Best Buy's losing because GameStop's winning. There's not more money just coming out of nowhere. People are actually shopping at GameStop. GameStop has increases. So someone's losing. And when I look at Target have inventory issues and they lost 53% of their value in their company last earnings. And you look at Best Buy, the same thing. They have issues on inventory. Everyone has issues. GameStop has $1 billion in inventory. They don't have those issues because they have magicians on the leadership team that understand this. So I'm going to make sure I have this number right before I give it to you.
Okay.
Let me make sure. I don't want to just make it up. Yeah. So it's going to be, I say they need to get to 192 a share, right? But they're not worth that just yet intrinsically. That means the assets and the earnings they have on hand. I have you at 140 a share right now, 138 to 140. That's assets and earnings. That's it. 1 times earnings. If they get listed as a technology company because of the NFT marketplace, oh, baby, that's 20 times earnings. It's 10 times earnings. You go check what the market does for you. So you list us as a technology company, and Matthew Furlong asked for that the last 2 earnings calls in his little statements that he does before him. And he goes, hey, we just want to play the long game and we want to get listed as a technology company. So there's a lot to look forward to on GameStop, but you got to read all the fine print, brother. You got to go in there and dig it out. You got to dig out the fact that they're going to have a terrible year next year on leases. The leases on their buildings, 1,400 are due next year. So operation-wise, they might have a cash burn that's going to look bad to investors, bad to Wall Street, bad to the old school. That's it.
Okay.
Can before we get off that topic of fair valuation, you want to put up that screen share real quick?
Yep.
So sometimes I pull up this Morningstar analysis just to.
That's all. I like Morningstar.
When people ask, what is it really worth? And I haven't looked at GameStop, but Morningstar has its uncertainty extreme. That's a little caveat, but they have the fair value of GameStop at $217.87. If anybody's curious,
awesome.
That way it takes me out of the equation of putting a number for people to shoot holes at. Most of the bears can't argue that Morningstar is not a legit service. So.
That's awesome, Tony. Tony, do you know what that means?
We're going to be so fucking rich.
No, I don't use that phrasing. I don't copy that guy. No, but I'll tell you what. That means that we would be eligible for the S&P 500. That's what that means. So
all right.
Give it 4 quarters, and then you're there. So if you need $14.6 billion of market cap to be in the S&P 500, that's it. And as long as your debt is not equal to your market cap, you're okay. Just remember that for all you investors out there. I tell people, be cautious of companies that, because everybody always says everyone has debt. Well, no, GameStop has about $40 million of short-term debt to France, whatever. It doesn't matter. But that's they can pay that off tomorrow. They just don't because it doesn't cost them anything. But you go and look at any company that you're invested with, look at their debt and make sure that it's not more than their market cap. And if it is, well, then be scared, because I've seen some companies go under because of that or get brought up for, pennies on the dollar, i.e. Redbox, Revlon, the ones we're all talking about right now. So, and I watch your guys' show for info on that stuff because I only talk one thing, right? So I got to get my info from somebody, from somewhere. So don't ever think like, you guys aren't doing a great job or talking about the other stuff that people aren't talking about, honestly. And yes, I do come here for AMC knowledge. For everyone who's typing in the chat, I do get my info because Tony actually does the thing that I do, where he looks at documentation. but you have an open spirit about it, an open mind about it, and hopefully everyone's investments can make them money. And I'm with that till the day I die. I just wish everyone knew what GameStop is, and hopefully this platform is doing that, because you guys are a lot bigger than me. You guys are big time, and I'm just a guy just trying to walk his way to the park. That's it. But I thank you guys. Period.
Oh no, man. I reached out to you. I was looking to find someone who had a much better knowledge of what I'm probably not taking into consideration when it comes to GME, things that I'm not seeing or just haven't looked into enough yet to see the true value of it. You know, I want to always make sure that I'm covering my bases when it comes to something that I'm, thinking about buying, especially right now, in a downturn. So I appreciate you coming on and explaining it the way you did. That was awesome. It was awesome.
I hope I did it justice. I really do. I know you guys have a show to do. I don't want to take up the whole show. Do it that way. So if you guys want to talk your stuff, I'll gladly step away, or I can be here for it. I don't mind giving my opinion.
Let Massalorian pull up some questions.
Yeah, some questions. Yeah. Do you mind if I take a couple questions from the audience? All right. Let me
Not
find
at
a
all.
couple.
Not at
Okay.
all. Other than the
guys,
fact that I will tell you this, Mass, before you read the questions.
Yep.
You ever want to know about GameStop? And this is for Tony. I know Tony does this a lot, but because I hear him when he talks about it. You got to do like crazy amount of homework, right? And I have a full-time job, so I only sleep about 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours, no exaggeration. And that's for the last year and a half. So that's why my shares are worth so much to me, because I've given up so much sleepless nights that these hedge funds don't understand. I'm not giving them these shares for the price they think they're worth. So no matter what Morningstar is saying or what anyone else is saying, they're worth a whole lot more to me. And I'll just let them ride out if that's the case. But you got to do homework all night and day. You got to eat, sleep, and breathe it. And then you just got to fall on top of it. And then, of course, you got to push record and start talking about it. So that's the hardest part, man. That's the hardest part, the studying. But thank you guys. And shoot away. I'm ready for the questions.
Okay. All right. Let me see what I can see here. Let me see. I'm just gonna try to find a question. I know someone's got questions in here somewhere. My name, Andrew. I know there's a lot of chat too between everyone.
Yeah, there's 3 different channels in here, so everyone's just shooting stuff out. It's wild.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. Let's see.
Well, my guys type a lot. I know that part.
Best guess when? Oh, best guess of when possible split.
Yeah, I tell you when the stock runs. Individuals think it has to run to get there. What I think is, and this is just like tin hat foil stuff, is like everyone's trying to guess the split because everyone else split, and everyone tried to get down to a GameStop price, right? Like in theory, like no matter who split, Amazon, Tesla wants to do another split, 3-to-1 split. You have who's the other ones right now? Google splitting. Shopify, everyone's coming down around that 150, 200 range where GameStop would be. So if GameStop really wants to do something, they want to split and get down to around the $20, $30 range. That would be ideal for the common sense investor. And not to say his name, I love the guy, but just get everyone involved for that $20, $30, $40 price range, because it's not going down there, guys. I don't know who's been waiting for $40, but that's not happening. We actually have been buying this up for a while. So
okay,
it's going to take a minute.
I know you're a fundamentals guy and you're all about everything you can see on paper. As far as, do you have any knowledge of any shorting going on to GME that hasn't been reported, or how extensive the short could be?
19% reported short.
That's as far as you're letting it go? All right.
Yeah, because guys, what if we're going to do that, right? Like, I've done it. I've read the report, the SEC report. I feel like it was like we were stuck in a way, and they did it to us. But why not just let that be the icing on the cake? Why not me just invest for the fundamentals, great company, and then guess what I get out of it? I get that added value. I get that box. I get that perfume that comes with a ribbon and an extra bag, right? Like when I'm at Macy's. Why not just let that happen to me? And that's just the way I'm investing, and I love it. I love this place. I love the environment that we've built. You guys, everyone, YouTube has changed in a lot of ways where we get the news first before the news ever comes on. People would rather come here and figure it out. We're beating Twitter with this information. So the movement's real. Everything's real. And if GameStop wasn't manipulated the way it was, if Ryan Cohen didn't bring light to it, none of us would exist at this moment in time. So I love the fact that Keith Gills is the founder of it. He's gone silent. That's okay with me. but I love the space we're in. It's a real educational space. You got to pay a lot of money for this education. Like my brother, economics major, right? He goes to school, graduates, all this stuff, and then he comes in, and I know more than he does because I've just been trial and error, burning up options, burning up crypto, learning the hard way. And I just go, you know what? That's it. I'm buying a stock that I love, and I'm gonna hold it forever. So this education is real, and it changes your life. It really does. So I'm thankful.
Yep. Just for the chat, the split was not announced. No, they have not had an announcement yet on the split. Let's see what cover call secure puts are. Let's see.
I like this guy. Meta pawn shops.
I'm curious while you're looking for a question, Massalorian.
Yep.
This can be a hot topic for some people. So a simple yes or no answer is fine. But what do you think about DRS?
Oh, that's
are you a supporter of people DRSing their shares? What do you tell your folks that ask about that?
Yeah, I don't give them direction on that. You know, everyone is out there forcing it down people's throats, like, you know, purple circles everywhere on Superstock. Everyone's shouting to the wind, DRS, DRS, DRS. I understand the notion behind it, the theory behind it. I respect it, but who am I to tell you what to do with your shares and your money? Like, it doesn't work that way. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And if you want to do what I'm doing, I'm giving the reasons to do what I'm doing. Great. But me personally, I do not DRS. I have not. I trust Fidelity. I've been invested with Fidelity for a long time. Additionally, I have shares with T. Rowe Price, and that my fund over there I've had forever. So I trust them. And you know, if I get paid out on this play, if I do, if I don't, it doesn't matter to me. I wish everyone would become millionaires. Tony, you know what? And I'm gonna tell you guys, and I know Mass and we were having this conversation yesterday. I don't take super chats. I don't do this for money. I don't come on YouTube to be like, hey, look at me, I'm going to become a millionaire off YouTube. No, I just do it for the information. I was tired of hearing. I actually heard your first thing, Tony. You wrote a video. Man, it's going to get me all jacked up right now. I'm going to get excited. You made a video and you said, hey, listen, this is why I do YouTube. I want to educate. I want to get the information out. And I'm tired of hearing other people give it out wrong. And it was like, that's what I said. I said, I'm tired of watching other people talk about my stock that I love, that I'm invested with, that don't know the info that I have. The nuts and bolts, the fundamentals of it. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to have a space and I'm going to talk about it fundamentally. And if people want to come hang out, great. If they want to get the information, awesome. That's what I did. So it's kind of like the same mindset. And I was so intrigued by you making that video because I did the same video, my first video when I made it. So please don't send me super. You know what I would rather people do than send me money? Buy shares and buy more shares and buy more shares. Because that's going to help me out a lot more than you sending me a goddamn dime because they're going to get taxed and I don't need it and you probably do. But or go shopping at GameStop. Go do that. Like go, you know, just like I tell everyone, if you invested in AMC, go to the movies, support the company, buy something. Like don't sneak in your popcorn. You know, do all these things. But for me personally, I come to YouTube with my hands wide open and say I don't want anything. I just want you guys to get the info and know what the hell I know. And then once you do, you'll make a choice decision. And if that decision is to invest in GameStop, I'm all in. I'm your best friend. Trust me, you have a GameStop share, I'm your best friend. I'll give you a ride. I'll take you anywhere you want. I don't care what the price of gas is right now. I'll give you a ride. I promise.
As long as we stop by a GameStop from point A to point B.
That's fine. Right, well, we can get it on our phone. Everyone gets it delivered now, so it's working out either way.
Did you hear about what happened up in Nebraska with the GameStop with the store up there and the
yeah?
What do you think about that? Yeah, you worried about that?
I think they're a bunch of I think they're a bunch of spoiled people. Let me tell you, I've got
probably yeah, but I mean,
I went 3 years searching. I had a non-compete clause in my contract when I got out of advertising, and they're like, you can't go to another advertising firm because you know everybody's budget. So I had to sign this damn contract. So I couldn't really work with them anymore. So I had to find a new line of work. And that's how I got into what I'm in now. But I was like, man, I'd be so thankful to have a job. Honestly, I want a job. And for people out here who don't understand, until you've had your job taken from you, you would be so thankful. No, I don't need you to run me down.
Or been forced out. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have. But I'll tell you, once you see consultants in the damn waiting room, in the conference room, they're talking about you. Just remember that. They're reevaluating what they're doing. It's probably BCG for all I know. But I will say this. GameStop is fixing it. GameStop announced on their last report on this, I don't know which filing it was, but the last one they just did, they're going to be giving employees stock options. Regular employees, just like Starbucks did it, they're going to allow their employees to buy stock. This is amazing. This is giving everyone the opportunity to be a millionaire. If you really believe in what this company's doing, the transition, the pivot that they are doing, then you're going to go all in. And it's going to inherently make you a better employee. If you're happy that you have these options to you, you're going to want to come to work. Who doesn't? If you're working at GameStop, it's because you love games, right? I mean, why else would I go there? Why else would I be there? I love gaming. I've contemplated so many times giving up my career to go have a career at GameStop. So many times in the last year, and I've had job offers and everything. And I'm just like, I can't explain to my wife why I'd want to move to Texas, Tony, but she's not having it. I'm in California, and I tell her, babe, we can go. She's like, nah, we're good where we're at. So I'm making it work from where I'm at, but for those employees in the middle of Nebraska, you're in the middle of Nebraska. You have a lot to complain about. I get it. The Ozarks are cold. You name it, flat land. But GameStop's doing the best they can. That's one store out of 4,500. Let's do the math on that. And that's it. I'm positive about everything.
Is there any chance that GameStop and these new warehouses and this new whole setup that they have for retail and e-commerce that they would unionize?
Ooh, great question. I think Apple just did that. Right? Isn't that the announcement? Apple had a store in like New York or somebody. Amazon too, but Apple did it in like Maryland. Go Google that one. They just did it like yesterday. So they had an Apple store do the same thing. You know, I'm not opposed to union and non-union. If you're familiar with Costco, I've always when I started reading up on Costco, Costco bought out Price Club. And when they brought out Price Club, all the Price Clubs were union stores to this day. So the way they pay out their employees, the way they do things, they have two different books. They have two different guidelines. So if some stores want to go union, then you go, okay, well, here's your guideline. And some non-union, here's your guideline. And sometimes, being non-union allows you to get promoted faster. I mean, there's reason.
There's benefits and drawbacks. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. For sure. So but on the bottom line in corporate America, 9 times out of 10, union is not going to be good for your stock price.
Yeah, that's coming from the Boston
We can keep it
guy.
Real, at least with that.
Yeah,
right?
It's coming from the Boston guy. Yeah. I got you.
No union work for you, all right, buddy?
Yeah, he's getting paid double on Sunday.
Let's see. So I asked you about up in Nebraska. You think that's not a big deal? Okay, hold on. Here's a question. Hang on. So it went really fast here.
No, I like this one. It says, I hate Costco. Such a gimmick. Store paying a membership. It's such a gimmick. Oh, that's too funny for me. They pass on the savings to the people. They don't charge anything. The hot dog and the drink still $1.50, and then the chicken's still $4.99, even in this environment. So pretty wild.
It's the membership. I'm a Costco member. It's clearly not worth it if you don't shop there frequently or if they don't have a gas station. But man, it saves me so much money.
Thank you, Tony.
Nobody in gas can come close to Costco. And then when we need to load up, when you're expecting the economy to crash and nuclear bombs to be dropping, you need to, go get that bulk toilet paper and paper towels.
I don't think they lived through the pandemic. Did you live through the pandemic? Because I did. And the lines were like around the building. And I was like, oh God. So I was so thankful.
My Bang energy drinks that I buy them by the caseload at Costco.
So I like this question. You see this question right here? I like it, but I'm turning on my earpiece really quick so I can hear. I think. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see. I hope it works because my battery's dying in my earbuds. They're like, hey, battery low. So the question is, someone asked him about the used game business model for GME. Nobody trades games anymore. Does the new generation game on console online multiplayer evolve to PC? Okay. So I actually have the numbers for this, right? So there's the individual gamer. If you guys want to talk about games, they spend about $165 each a year on those free games, whether it be on your phone, handheld games, or consoles. The average gamer spends $165 a year. What happens in this case,
total in software purchases?
Yeah, software purchases.
Yeah.
So and you can even equate that to what they're going to be calling NFTs, because remember, all those digital downloads are going to be NFTs. Don't forget that. So what happens is, and I have all these charts somewhere on one of the videos. I even sent it to you. It's a good one to read. But what happens here in this case, GameStop has announced that they lost money last year in software, and they were okay with losing the money. The business model is they used to sell used video games. They don't anymore. They do, but that's not what they're going for. That's not the pivot. When people want to share the same narrative over and over, it's like we're breaking free of that stigma. So they're going to be selling other things. I mean, you can go get a Ring doorbell right now. I did a video on this too. You can get a Ring doorbell. You know, the Ring, you put it on your doorbell and you can see the camera.
Yep.
$99, you get it at GameStop. And at the time, it was free shipping. I went to Amazon and it was $99, free shipping if you had Amazon Prime. So you tell me who's winning. We'll just call it a tie. How about that? You can tie Amazon. Like, you're beating out Amazon every day of the week on said products. And I'm sure that it's a comp thing where they're comping Amazon pricing and they're going back and forth, but they price match. And they tell you this. They promote this. They publish this. So
and they're running this entire operation. I have 2 warehouses, one in Pennsylvania and one in California. All of those deliveries are going from there.
Yeah, not California. It's Reno, Nevada. But
I'm sorry, Nevada.
They're
yeah,
fulfillment. But it's close enough, right? But they're fulfillment centers. So those things are housing mass amounts of inventory. And what people have to remember when it ever comes to retail and just size and color, okay? And this is how they're winning. And I wish people knew this part of retail business. If you get lost in size and color, you will be like Target. You will have multiple SKUs, all different sizes, all different colors. But when you look at GameStop, they're actually doing unisex t-shirts. So one size fits X, Y, and Z. One size fits X, Y, and Z. The colors are only black, white, and gray. They're not getting lost in size and color. So the inventory on hand for apparel, they understand how to push that out. Then they understand how to push out computer components and high-priced computer components in the high end. So they're doing all the things that the members want or that the shoppers want. And then they're doing it on holidays. They're doing it on special. They're doing everything they can to promote this business for free. It costs them nothing to promote the business on social media other than paying an employee to go post it, right? But you always got to remember, you're not paying for a billboard. You're not paying for print. You're not paying for a TV spot. They're not doing that yet. So the advertising budget is minimal, and they're saving money by doing that. I can show you other companies that spend millions of dollars on advertising pieces, whether it be commercials, print, any publication you have. So they're not doing that, and they're saving themselves a lot of money here. These guys know the playbook, guys. I can't say it enough. They are geniuses when it comes to e-commerce. They really are. But that's just the other portion of the company. And there's 2 different companies here, but they're under the same roof, and I'm loving it. So that's how they're doing it. Those distribution centers that you're talking about, like they're shipping it out, that's every damn store. That's the 3,000 something stores in America, 4,500 in the world. That's who's holding the product. So if you order
so that's their infrastructure setup right there is already the brick and mortar
like
they have.
Big spider web.
Okay.
Yeah, Bermuda Triangle on this country right now, man. You're lost. You order something from GameStop, they're delivering it to you within the day. It's pretty wild. It's coming from these stores. It's not coming from Texas and things like that. Sometimes it is. Don't get me wrong. But if they can deliver it to you within the hour, they've got the DoorDash coming. DoorDash delivers it to you. It's a crazy partnership, but it's something that nobody could think of. That's it.
Is supply chain or not being able to get chips an issue right now for GME? Is it causing any backups as far as, are they having any issues with that? Or gaming consoles or anything?
So Nintendo announced that they have a shortage, and PlayStation's backed up a little bit. But every time GameStop has the consoles, they actually promote it on their website. They promote it on Twitter. And if you're a pro member, you pay the membership fee, you actually get first dibs at it, right? So as long as I got you. I'll read it right now. But as long as you go ahead and have that membership and you're paying the $15 a year, it's up to almost $20 a year now. You're getting $5 off a month at GameStop. So you're getting value of $60 for the $20 you pay, and you're getting access first to the new games, the new consoles when they come in, and that's how they're doing it. So they're promoting. There's 55 million members on that. So you look at 3 different numbers, okay? And I want you guys to remember this whenever you're looking at retail stores. The 3 numbers are this. You're looking for growth. You want to go from goals to growth. So you used to have, here's my goals. Now you want to have, here's the growth of it, right? So that's the way it goes. And the way that works is a good gauge of it is cash cards, right? The actual gift cards that they sell. When they sell an excess amount of gift cards, that's excess amount of money waiting to be spent in the store, right? So that's a good gauge of what the traffic is like. Another thing you want to gauge on traffic is going to be warranties. So they had an increase on warranties of over $2 million, an increase on gift cards of over $3 million this last quarter. That means the employees on the inside are doing the legwork. They're selling inventory, they're selling warranties up front, and they're actually selling gift cards like, hey, you should pick one up for whoever, your friends, your family, your neighbor. They're going to think you care, whatever it may be, but they're selling these employees in the building. They should be commended for that. Lastly, how many new subscriptions to the Game Informer magazine? 2.7 million this quarter. That means you had that many more people buy the membership fee. So that membership fee, when you have 50 million, when you have 5, I don't care how many you have, that's dollars straight to the bottom line. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. So that's what they're doing. That's how they're growing. And I wish people could see it from that standpoint. But you go look at Best Buy. I did Best Buy's earnings the other day. I looked all into it. They had a negative on the gift cards. They had a negative on the warranties. No growth. No growth. So like I said, someone's losing. That's all I'm telling you. And it's not GameStop. Is this a question, Tony?
Yeah. Doc Zeno had a question for you. How long do you think the hedge funds or the shorts have been actively pursuing GameStop?
Man, from when you look at the charts and you look at the function of it, and you're getting all your information from like IBKR, right? Like when we go into these websites and we're seeing how many shares they borrow each day, what percentage of it is trading short, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. I've had a report tell me that they've been shorting since 2007, 2008. I've seen 2004 on some charts. When I look at FTDs for GameStop, GameStop has a date of FTDs. They had 744,000 FTDs happen on the last 2 days. It was 500,000, 700,000 on the last 2 days of May. You T35, T plus 35. You're looking at July 3rd, July 6th, 5th, somewhere in that range. It's going to come to where are you going to find 750,000? Where? The volume per day is like 2 million shares on average. You're not going to find 750,000. So the manipulation on it, I own the damn shares. You can't get them from me. So you tell me where you're going to find those shares. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to look at you with my eyes wide open. I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, sure you did. How long has it been being manipulated? Since the beginning of time. If that's the case, the whole market is. But I don't get lost in it that way. But I hear you guys. I want to have that conversation. But go look at FTDs and go look at it that way. I can prove FTDs. I can't prove the synthetics and the naked talk. I can't do that. The naked options either. Can't prove that. But I will tell you this. Have you ever seen how many call contracts are on GameStop? Like available, open interest, like call contracts? You're telling me that all of us who have either diamond handing our shares, DRS'd our shares, all the insiders that hold shares, you're telling me we're all writing covered calls?
No.
Everybody? It's like 92% of the available flow is written on options. So OCC needs to come see me. We'll go to SIBO and we'll talk to the OCC and we'll ask, why the hell are you allowing this many options to be written? It's not even possible. It's physically impossible. But I've had that conversation and I just leave it alone. I really do.
It is always. I mean we just saw that with Redbox. They had written like $25 million worth of calls, and there's a float of 3.9 million, and their only option was to say, "Oops, we weren't actually supposed to be selling options." So
that's why they shut it down.
Yeah,
that's why they shut it down, right?
That happens on a lot of stocks, right? They just let the market makers write, and then they cross their fingers that they don't get stuck. And on Redbox,
hey, Tony, have you ever broken down? Have you ever broken down the OCC?
Have I ever broke it down? What do you mean?
Like the board of directors, like who's part of it, like who works there?
Oh yeah. They're all corrupt.
Their head counsel, they are. But the head counsel for the OCC is the head counsel for Citadel. And this guy has the ugliest haircut I've ever seen in my life.
Shocker.
It's a bold haircut. It's gross.
Everything's one big circle. The DTC, the OTC, the CBOE, even the SEC. It's just this shuffle around of people, and they're all managing.
That's the worst part.
They're all managing shit and making up the rules as they go.
I like the guy who says I have the face of I bought in for 400. No, I didn't buy in January, young man. I bought in February, but thank you. And I'll tell you my cost average. I have a cost average around 138, 142. So it depends on both brokerages if you take it across. But I'm always trying to lower my cost average.
You're a low end market value right there. You're perfect. Low end market value.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the real market value over there. Yeah. No, but no, it used to be 170. But I've been buying down, trying to get to where I want. But what could you do? What could you do? You didn't know the market was going to go like this. Nobody. This is why I tell you, I'm scared. I'm scared for January for a lot of people. I've got guys in my calls who are buying January calls for it's going to be $100. There's no way it's not $100, and they're paying crazy premiums. And I'm just telling them, like, what happened last January? We sold off into the damn sun, all the way down to $77, $80. So you can imagine what they could do. They could destroy you. And I just don't know if it's going to happen that way. But, you hope for the split. You hope for the marketplace. You hope for a lot of things to be the catalyst of it all. I wait for catalyst all day. But until then, we'll go sideways and we'll have YouTube videos and channels and we'll all talk it out. That's
join the club. That's all everyone's doing.
Yes.
Just sitting around waiting for some catalyst.
I see you guys talking the good stuff. So it's fine. It's happy. I saw Tony talking about his barbecue this last weekend for Father's Day. And I was like, man,
try to keep it light.
Yeah, well, I was working, so I wasn't able to do that part. So I was in here searching for some info, and I found some great info on other stuff. So I thank you guys so much. I know we're drawing this out to 2 hours here, but I want to just thank you for the time. I don't want to just run off like that, but I'm going to get going if you guys don't mind.
No, absolutely, of course. No, you're volunteering your time. You're kidding me? Thank you so much. Yeah.
You guys are the best. Let me tell you why you guys
do appreciate your time tonight. Tonight was about hearing you talk, not us. So thanks for coming and hanging out and sharing the knowledge.
Trust me, I learned a lot. Somebody said, "Why is this guy talking all night? Why is this guy?" And I was like, "Okay, I won't." It's a lot of info.
I say that for all the people who are asking, why are they letting him talk? That was the point of this call, was to let you talk and let you dump a bunch of knowledge on us and to anyone who cared to listen, because you are doing this every day and to a whole nother level than we are. Yes, we're invested in GameStop, but I'm not investing.
Hey, Tony, what's your wife's name again? You say your wife's name all the time. Is it
Scarlett.
Savannah or Charlotte? Scarlett. There we go. I got the two mixed up. So you always say, "Hey, Scarlett, I'm gonna just be 30 minutes," and then you go live, and then it turns into 2 hours, right? And I told my wife when she came home, I was like, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna go live," and she goes, "Oh, okay, cool. So I'll see you like an hour." And I was like, "Well, hon, we're gonna talk GameStop, and I can't get the GameStop story out in 30 minutes. I just can't." She's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "No, I can't." So my wife walked in. She's a great woman. Right, she's here all the time. I call her the hedge fund whenever I talk on my channel. Oh, well, the hedge fund says I can't do anymore. That's her nickname. But it's the most wholesome thing about this all. And first, I want to say thank you to Mass. Mass, thank you for reaching out to me. I really appreciate it. The next thing is this, Tony. I know I'm a family guy. I know you're a family guy. And I'm not saying Mass isn't. I'm saying everyone here. We're all in it for the right reasons, right? Whatever stock you're in. But just know, if we can win and have that shirt that says "I told you so," it's all worth it. So I thank you guys again, man. You guys are great. I'll keep watching. All my people will subscribe. All my people will be there. From one great guy to the next. You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, can I do my sign off as I leave?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There you go. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace.
Have a good night, man.
Take care, buddy.
Sir. Thank you so much.
I like these guys sign off. I like that. Wow, that was an earful. Holy crap.
I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch this again.
Yeah,
that was a lot of good information, and I'm trying to read the comments and listen to you and listen to him. Woo! But yeah, that was a lot of good info. Hopefully, you guys that are watching got something out of that.
I don't know if I'm confused on. I don't think I'm confused. I think I am. I'm not fully aware of exactly what this marketplace is capable of doing, or I don't see the capabilities in the immediate future, that would be something that would be a disruptor that would cause the price to, 10x in a day or two. I'm like, that's what I keep envisioning in my head. And I was trying to, push that idea of like, is there something that maybe we're not thinking of that they might have their mitts in? But I saw that the chat said a lot of people were saying that GME's having trouble partnering up with some of the not, is it the gamers guys that you were saying, or was it the companies getting the IPs? I saw someone saying GME was having a hard time, whether it was, I don't remember what the chat, who said that. If you said it, put it back up, it'd be great. Trying to remember what exactly it said.
I didn't see that comment, so
Yeah. Maybe it was about, it said that GME was having a hard time meeting up, getting connections and partnerships with certain companies. You would think everyone would want to get on the GameStop's name if it has to do with gaming, you know? Do you understand the retail concept? Okay, all right. Without going into other topics? Yeah. Do you want to talk about GME anymore or no?
Yeah. I mean, I think we should stay focused and talk about a couple of other GME stuff, but I'm not going to stay on all night and talk
Me
about
neither.
other tickers.
Yeah,
other,
no.
other tickers, because it's been a long day. I've been up since 5:30 this morning working.
Yeah.
So what was your question? Do I understand the what?
So the brick and mortar, the two places that they have right now, the huge warehouses that they're building, he said they're going from 2 to 7 eventually in the next 2 years, and that they're going to be doing quick deliveries and using their satellite stores, the smaller GameStop stores, to do deliveries and quick orders. Are they adding things besides just gaming consoles? Like, are these warehouses loaded? He was talking about clothes and TVs and Garmins and Ring bells.
I've been asking myself the same question when I look at the inventory buildup. I know he was very excited about the inventory, and coming from my background, I get worried when I see large amounts of inventory piling up. But I'm not privy to what their plan is or what that inventory is. Right? Maybe it's just the inventory. No, it's not. The distribution centers. Okay, I know what a distribution center is, but when I see a lot of inventory piling up on a balance sheet, that kind of raises the hair on the back of my neck. Like, is this a strategic decision like he thinks it is, or is it a concern because they're not moving inventory? And that might be a good follow-up question to hit him up with offline. What he seemed to be bullish about it. I'm a little more cautious about seeing inventory build up, but I don't know Ryan Cohen's plan either. You got to worry about if that's hardware, that stuff's aging if you're not moving it, right? It becomes obsolete
every second that goes by. Yeah. That's not sitting on the shelf. It is not retaining value. That's for damn sure. Right. It's becoming obsolete. But like someone was saying Amazon Light. I get that concept. I can get with that concept because, I mean, I could be totally crazy, but I think if anything, you would want to start to downsize on some of the brick and mortar. You want to get rid of some of that overhead. No.
I'm not a big fan of retail brick and mortar shops.
Nope.
That's why I like Amazon. Because, I've lived through a few recessions and I've owned brick and mortar, not obviously to the extent of having thousands of locations around the country. But I mean, it becomes a pain in the ass in a recession to pay rent and utilities and insurance and employees and all of that stuff. It adds a dimensional risk to be in brick and mortar, especially when you're looking at recession. But and that's why I asked the question, do you think they're going to cut back the footprint? He seemed to think no.
Yeah.
I mean, how many, there's obviously thousands of companies who do it successfully every day, but we've seen a lot of big names go out of business because of the brick and mortar model also. From Radio Shack, Toys R Us, all sorts of bookstores, I'd like to see a plan out of Ryan Cohen personally that they're going to lower their footprint on brick and mortar. That's just me. I don't know. I really, really am curious. And I know you were just asking, what is the catalyst going to be? Or maybe someone was asking that in the chat. The catalyst for me is going to be the whatever magic bombs Ryan Cohen ultimately drops. And I'm just praying for everybody that is in GameStop, including myself, that it is going to be a year of really good stuff that we're not expecting. The unexpected catalyst. What will screw these guys up that are shorting this stock is things that they cannot plan for. Unexpected catalyst. I don't want to talk about regulations or synthetics or China, forget all that. They can plan around all of that, but they cannot plan for the unexpected. That's how we will fuck them up.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with you, T. Yeah. That's why, like, like I've said to you in the past couple of weeks that, I have this inkling, back here that, possibly that GME could be our secret weapon that really, we haven't. And that's why I really want to have Marantz on, right? I want to know, how much more clout right now is GME wielding on the market, as far as like, who's in a better position right now to trigger a short squeeze based off of news. And, with AMC, it's got to do with profitability, right? There's a couple other things we could count on here and there. But this, GME, and that's why I wanted to understand it better, seems like it has multiple different things that would help it to do that. And if you combine them, God knows what could happen, Who knows? Shit could go haywire, and next thing you know, we're back at all-time highs, over $500, and it starts ripping, right?
Yep. I saw a comment from someone named Whiskey that GME's inventory is not like Walmart or Target, and we need to do more research. That was part of tonight, right? I don't have time to look into every aspect of GameStop. That's why we had on a subject matter expert tonight, and I will do some more digging on GameStop. But
oh yeah, me too.
I've got so many freaking tickers that I'm looking into besides covering the ones that I do on a daily basis and working on training videos and helping people in the Discord. I can't be an expert on what is in GameStop's distribution center inventory, but I will look into it. And he got me intrigued with a few things that I'm going to be digging into that I wrote down here over the next week or two.
Yeah, for sure. Someone said, did you do the NFT dividend and the split on the 20th, the same day NASA did the moon landing? That'd be pretty awesome. I have to say, that would be the perfect day to trigger a short squeeze. I must say, I'm OS. I must say. Let's see. Saying, yeah, Marantz, yeah, of course, man. Yes, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming on, bro. Ryan Cohen needs to do what Patrick Byrne did with Overstock. I don't remember if he's discussed this before in the past of why he doesn't speak on any of that. I know he had that gag order because of the SEC GameStop report that Gensler did. If you're still Marantz, if you're still in the chat, is there any? Oh well, I guess Ryan Cohen get the same problem that AMC has right now, right? Who's naked shorting his stocks right now? Good luck pulling someone out of the crowd and pinning it on them. It's like, okay, well, you gotta name someone if you're gonna go for an indictment. So who is it? Who are we going after? Let's see. Leader Landscape says, I still believe GME is planning something with Adam Aaron. Yeah, they didn't mention that in the last call, right? Adam Aaron hasn't talked about that since Q4 in January. That or the beginning of February from Q4 last year was the last time I heard him mention GME. Do you remember if he had said anything in the last earnings call about it? I don't remember. I don't remember hearing him even mention GameStop.
Adam Aaron? No, he did not. Not that I recall.
Got it. Let's see. Yep, Michael says when you play poker, you don't. Yeah, absolutely. Mike. There's definitely. There's no doubt in my mind that Ryan Cohen could have the ace up his sleeve right now, and he is going to take down. He could be him himself, whatever this thing possibly that he's working on, could take them down by himself, and take AMC with it. I have no doubt that could happen. Let's see.
One of the reasons when I started my channel, I started talking about AMC is because I felt like the amount of clickbait was so much more prevalent on AMC, and the amount of good DD channels that were out there on GameStop were already out there, like legit people who's going to come listen to me as a brand new channel talking about GameStop. I was literally, still am, a nobody, but there is a lot of good channels and a lot of good people like Marantz covering GameStop. So I just never saw the need to become an expert on it. I go listen to other people when I want to learn something about GameStop. I don't know where I was going with that, but
well, we had guys Teddy Zane was trading it, so there were people talking about it that were in the AMC loop. So we would information would come in and out all the time, and we would bring it up here. And but to get Cosmic Lightning Warrior, yeah, see Cosmic Lightning Warrior, I just watched him the other night, one of his GME videos, first time I've seen one, came up on my queue. It's weird because his video and Marantz came up the same day for GME in my queue, and I've never seen their channels before.
You probably texted something about GameStop, and then YouTube sniffed out your phone and like, let's.
Or they just used the listening device that's planted in my ceiling. It's a ceiling fan. Let's go right there. They don't even need to use Alexa. Let's see. Metaverse will be $1 trillion business. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember now if I wrote down what he said about that. So he thinks that GME also is going to have some involvement with the metaverse type thing, with that software / technology leap that we're going to make, like the great apes to AI.
I am not the person to talk about the metaverse. I'm just like, I'm taking my baby steps and starting to follow all that shit.
Yeah. 20 million subscribers says, considering how the market is crashing, GME found June 2nd, A through K. I think the MOS will be this month. I hope so, buddy. I hope so.
Did you see Cosmic Lightning Warrior in the chat?
No, was he actually in the chat? I saw someone put his name in the chat. I didn't see him in the chat. I saw someone put his name.
I don't know if that's him. You'll have to click on his name. I don't know.
Oh, hang on. Oh, right here.
He's not in my chat, so I can't tell if that's the real one or not.
Is this the real Cosmic Lightning? Oh, yeah, I think it is, because Marantz is saying hey to him, so it probably is. I bet he knows his avatar. Oh, by the way, the Vineyards put up in the comment section earlier about talking about the buy button going away. I told them we would talk about it. We will revisit it in the future, for sure.
The buy button going away on GameStop or AMC in the future. You mean in the next run up?
Yep.
Always a concern. Always a concern. I never discount their ability to twist the rules in their favor when they're about to get bent over.
Yeah, I know. Immutable X may be doing the metaverse. Yeah, Russell 1000 and AMC, huh? What he are we about to be able to hop in there or what?
In the Russell 1000?
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't want to talk about AMC on this chat.
All right, sorry. All right. I know, that's enough.
But I did talk about it in my live stream and on Twitter that in my opinion, my analysis, it will be a non-event for AMC. Price-wise, it's good to be in the Russell 1000, but I don't see any price advantage for us happening when the ETF shift happens. I know people disagree. We'll find out in a couple days.
Yeah. Yep. We'll know. Cosmic Lightning Warrior. Yeah, man. What are our thoughts on GME? So we had Marantz on tonight as a guest to kind of break down to all of our subscribers all the inside knowledge that he has. He's got way more knowledge than either myself or Tony. to Tony or myself. Sorry. So we had him on, and he. I mean, I learned a lot tonight. Honestly, I really did. I learned and dispelled some things that I thought I knew what I was talking about, and now I'm pretty clear on them. And I got a lot of work to still do. So, but yeah, I would definitely say I'm bullish on GME, 100%. And he didn't even discuss. He only discussed fundamentals. He didn't discuss any short squeeze possibility or anything like that. So we kept it simple, just the bare bones. Just the bare
Someone
bones.
asked much earlier in the chat. Someone asked, I think they asked me, what point am I buying GameStop? I've always said I like to buy it on the dips, and I'm not as much buying GameStop at 140, especially when I see it going down below 100. I'm a value investor. I hate overpaying for something. So when I see these dips and I know that recession is ahead in the economy, it makes me want to be patient and add it on the dips. That might not be the answer that everyone wants to hear, but that's how I trade. So when I'm adding GameStop, I'm adding it when I see it's in a local dip. Local being, for that quarter or that 6-month period.
So 3Drift says, how'd y'all get him on? He hates AMC Ape so much. What compelled him to reach out to the other side? So R3Drift, I reached out to him. Actually, I asked him to come on for my subscribers that own GME, just to give them, exactly what we did tonight. Just a bare bones assessment of the fundamentals right now, some of the catalysts that possibly are coming in the very soon future, what they mean for the company. I want to get a better understanding of GME because, we cover AMC so heavy here, me and Tony, we don't know as much as these guys do. So it's a learning experience, and I get to pick up knowledge, and so does T, and it only helps all of us in the end, I think. I
get a lot of questions about GameStop on my live streams, and I'm bullish on GameStop. I own GameStop. I buy it because I believe in Ryan Cohen. But the amount of knowledge that Marantz Rants dropped tonight in 2 hours would have taken me 2 weeks to go look all that shit up to that level of detail.
Yeah.
So that is why we asked him to come on.
Invaluable savings of time to get that kind of knowledge in an hour and 45-minute window. Yeah, it would have taken us a week to do that kind of DD. So yeah, I mean, shout out to Marantz for volunteering his time and helping everyone out. That was really big, really big. Jim Ryan says, Tony, if RC announced the dividend next week and the X date was July 15th, do you buy more in the 140 range? Do you already have some in the 140 range?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But that's a good question. I think it depends on what the split percentage is. But I mean, if you saw what happened on that overnight run up when they just announced that they were thinking about doing it, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement as soon as they announce it.
Yeah, me too. I really do. I do. I think it's
I took a very cautious approach with Amazon on their split. I was going to buy it on the run up, prior to the split, but then the economy started tanking, and I was like, you know what? I can afford to be patient on Amazon, and I've still haven't bought it after they split. But because the economy is taking everything down, but I think it will be different. There's a good chance it will be different with GameStop when they finally do make the announcement, just because the smaller float and the amount of people that have a high level of motivation to buy this stock.
Yeah. Yep. J22B says, I wish I bought GME at $90 last month. Be so green. We talked about it. It's definitely brought up, mentioned multiple times, and we slept. We slept on it. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be all right. Yeah, a lot of people were asking about BBBY tonight because he's that's right, because they bought out. Didn't Cohen buy out Bed Bath and Beyond?
I remember talking something about that a month or so ago, and now the details of it are slipping my mind.
Yeah,
I'd have to Google it.
I think it went running one day after aftermarket, right? Because that news broke that they were going to pick it up, and it ran like 120%.
Someone help us out in the chat. Did he buy shares, or what was it that he did? Got a seat on the board, bought some shares. He did something.
10% worth of BBB, says David Tong.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Oh yeah, is it Bye Bye Baby? Not Bed Bath & Beyond's Bye Bye Baby.
They didn't. Did they spin off Bye Bye Baby already? I thought they were talking about spinning it off, but they did not just yet.
Oh, they might. Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right, T. Yeah, I think you're right. They were just discussing it. I think you are right. That is correct. I believe. And chat, correct us if I'm wrong, but I think T's right. They did talk about it and they hadn't done it yet. Here we go. Yeah, Zen Hodler says, advise to sell off the other company and just keep Bye Bye Baby. I think that's what they were thinking. Yeah. So he was buying it to keep the IP for Bye Bye Baby, right? So the money was. J Star says he owns like 9%. Let's see. Jim says, I had a question that I can't find the answer for. When the squeeze starts and let's say Citadel has to get liquidated, does a third party do that? They can't allow Ken Griffin to do that. Who would come in to do something like that? The Department of Justice, right, Tony?
Well, I keep it simple when I think about a question like that. If they were so over leveraged, or they had such a disadvantageous position that the squeeze on 1 or 6 stocks, if the dominoes start falling and all of these meme stocks start running and they get in a position, I mean, Citadel is a massive company, and I'm sure they have the ability to tap into a lot of lines of credit also. But let's just say that they were taken out in a short squeeze. They have banks and brokers that have loaned them money for all of this stuff that they bought and that they have on margin, just like you would get margin called. You don't get a choice. They're just going to start selling shit for you. That's kind of how I think about it. I don't know if that is exactly how it's going to work. But if it were so bad that it was like a Melvin, not a Melvin Capital, who's the one that got taken out in 2008?
Bear Stearns.
Huh?
Bear Stearns?
Yeah. I would look at a model like that.
Okay.
But
same way Arcaicos got liquidated, David said. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not really worried about Citadel getting taken out. I think they're too big to get crushed. There'll be some small player or players that they let fail, and they'll blame it all on them. And if Citadel gets in a really bad position, just my tinfoil hat, they've paid off so many people, and they literally are too big to fail. It would take down. They're so integral in the financial system. It would cause massive chaos. I feel like they're going to somehow find a way to make sure Citadel doesn't go away. Although it would be nice if it did.
Absolutely, yeah. There should be no conglomerates that big that with that much control over the marketplace.
Break them up. Break them up.
Yeah, break them up. Yeah. I mean, we're just talking about that recently. Someone was saying, how come they keep allowing these big banks to get bailed out and everyone to get bailed out? They bailed them out in 2008. Then in 2020, they pushed $5 trillion up the ladder while we got $2,000 checks. So there's no more bailout money. Like I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, this bailout money. There's no more bailout money. The Fed cannot print any more money. Or we need to set it on the whole building. Well, I'm not going to say that, but the Fed can't print any more money. They gotta shut it off right now. All done with the spending. Although I feel like if we get a bounce, they're going to do something stupid. I have this weird, strange feeling.
When Biden introduces the next pandemic, they might go back to printing money, though.
What? Why did he even? What? God damn! I almost smashed my head off the wall when he said that. I'm like, bro, I got calls. Come on, Joe. Jesus Christ.
Someone asked about Susquehanna, Jeff Yass. Yeah, I hate Susquehanna. I did a video a while back, one of my different videos with sound effects and a mask, with my devil mask for Susquehanna. One of my early videos that no one ever watched. But if you want to know my thoughts on Susquehanna, go search that one out. Not a fan.
They're like one of the other really big hedges under like Ver2, right? It's like
Yep.
Citadel, Ver2, and then Sus, the big
Yep.
three. Yeah, and they got a ton, supposedly, right? They have a ton of AMC right now.
We don't talk about them enough, and they are definitely complicit in a lot
player.
of the fuckery that's going on.
Not Money Advice says, reach out to General Counsel Jared Melson from HBS. Put all shares on blockchain via uncertified shares, Delaware SOS. What's SOS stand for? Uncertified shares. Yeah, sure, Not Money Advice. I never heard of Jared Melson. Who the hell is he? What's his title? He's general counsel? I feel like Gary should know this since he taught 2 courses at MIT about blockchain technology and the future of it in the marketplace. You would think Gary would be the guy you would go to and say, Gigi, you taught that class back at MIT in 2019, 2020. Yeah, what were you teaching? Can you actually physically make that happen? Or can you just talk about it? I will do that, Not Money.
Bruce B says, why do I keep seeing Robinhood possibly going under? Because of the crypto crash. A lot of their income comes from crypto.
Yeah, they're hurting for that because of that, right? Yeah. Kyle says, whatever happened to Melvin? Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it, Melvin, right? Yeah, we did. We heard they were supposed to be closed out by the end of the month. They would be out of everything by the end of the month. That's
sure. It's funny how it's not being talked about anywhere in the news, though, right?
No.
I hear people talking about it on their live streams. People ask questions about it. It's a great question. Let's just get it over with and get them out of here.
Yeah. Haven't heard anything about it. Did they finish paying back Citadel everything they owed to Griffin, the $5 billion that he loaned them? Is that all squared away?
I don't know.
Mistress Kate says Melvin is liquidating. Yeah, Mistress Kate, did they have to the end of the month? I thought that's what I read. Or the 3rd week in June. Actually, it might be right around the corner.
They're in the process of winding down.
Right. Yeah. That sounds good to me. After today. Let's see. Stephanie says, I've come to learn most of these YouTubers are crap. I agree, Stephanie. Most of them are crap. It's few and far between.
Agree. And what's up, man?
Let's see. CKJ Cellmate says, Robinhood has been having liquidity issues. I guess that happens when you fuck over a significant chunk of your user base. Yeah. Yep. It's weird too, because Webull didn't seem to get as affected as Robinhood did by the whole meme stock thing. They didn't take as heavy as a hit as I thought they might when everyone found out they were also complicit.
I was always curious why everyone, just blamed GameStop. Like I had an Interactive Brokers account at the time that they turned off the buy button, and IAB turned off the buy button too. And that dude, Thomas Petterfee, slanders and talks bad about meme investors constantly. I took all my money. I took all my money out of Interactive Brokers. Fuck those guys too.
Wow. Oh, I didn't even know that. Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I could do a video showing you clip after clip of him saying these stocks are worthless and the meme traders are stupid. Screw Interactive Brokers just as much as Robinhood. Let them all burn.
Jeez. I'm glad that I learned a lot tonight about GME because I thought I knew. I thought I was a little more in tune with what's going on, but I clearly need to do some more digging to find out exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I got a lot of good notes. Maybe I can add a couple of thoughts every now and then for GameStop. I don't want to tread on people that are already doing a great job covering it.
Yeah, no. I don't want to flub up anyone else's work, right? Broke Ape says that's why all the zombie stocks are moving. The zombie stocks? We were warned about zombie stocks. Released. What is Jay saying? Jay says that my broker in Australia released today they will allow share loaning. Really? Is that the first time in Australia? It was outlawed before. Now they're allowing it. Maybe they just wasn't. Well, usually that's something you would legislate on if you were gonna outlaw it. There would be a law you would have to take off the books. So I wonder if they just didn't have the implementation for that. If they just didn't have share lending, because I know in Great Britain does not, right? I'm pretty sure, or Canada, one of the two, either Great Britain or Canada, you cannot loan shares. It's illegal, 100% illegal. But remember, Wes Christian said in Superstock's interview, they found out that that Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan were doing it, even though it was outlawed.
Are you talking to me or the chat?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah. I was talking to you. Yeah.
I was reading comments.
Oh, sorry. Let's see.
We're getting a lot of stuff that was off topic of what I wanted to cover tonight, which was just GameStop. So if you want to hang out, Mass, and answer questions on other stuff, I'm going to let you knock that out. But
Okay.
I'm going to sign off, and we'll go back to our regularly scheduled coverage of everything else starting tomorrow morning. I'll be back when the market opens. As far as I know, I got anything else planned in the morning? I don't think so.
You gonna be live?
Yeah, I'll be live when the market opens tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. T, thank you for coming on and helping me break that down. I think that was really good.
I appreciate you sending the invite. It was a good chat. I enjoyed it.
Thanks,
and thanks
T.
again to Marantz for sharing some knowledge.
Absolutely. Love you, T. Thank you.
All right. Take care, man.
Bye-bye. Oh, man. That got crazy for a minute. God damn. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna stay on till I'll stay on for another 15 minutes so we do 2.5 hours at least. We'll get it in. I thought that was interesting. Is anyone more bullish after hearing that, or chat? What is the feeling after listening to that breakdown? Curious to know. Was it too confusing? Do you guys understand it? Does everyone know what's going on? The GME guys hate everything. I think they like GME. Angelina says, I apologize, Mass, if I contributed to the crazy. No, we gotta get a little crazy in here. Kidding me? We gotta keep it a little crazy. Confused a bit, I'll rewatch, says Jackson. I want to see what everyone says here. Adrian, I'm gonna get that onto my stream deck for sure. For sure. Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't have as many shares, obviously, as I have of AMC, but I have a good chunk. And I want to make sure if GME takes off first, I don't want to miss out. And I think GME has a lot of potential. I really do. And I for some reason, I have faith in Ryan Cohen. Don't ask me why. It's just this gut feeling I have that he's in it for the right reasons. I could be way off on that. That is 100% speculation. That is my humble opinion. But I just feel like if I had to pick right now, you gave me a choice of what CEO I would want to run the company that I have the most shares, that I'm holding my largest position in, I would take RC. And you can hate me. I'm just being honest. Jeff says, Master, I'm not sure if you saw my comment at the beginning. Mr. Rand's calling me stupid for owning AMC. I heard he's called a lot of people stupid, Jeff. I wouldn't take that personal. I wouldn't take it personal, bro. I mean, I own AMC, so then I guess we're all dumb. None of us should be here. Kiwi Girl says, great interview. Kiwi Girl, you got it? I knew my Kiwi Girl would get it. I wasn't even asking you, Kiwi Girl. I knew you had it. Longer than AMC. Yep. Mike, what's up, man? Yeah. He said that. He said that quite clearly. We didn't even discuss short numbers or squeeze or anything like that. He went straight by the book, just based on fundamentals and news and things that GME's got coming in the pipeline down the, in the very soon future. That could help take us to where we need to get to. And if GME is that first thing that takes off, then hopefully AMC can ride its coattails, and we can also moon as well. And I have no doubt that's a possibility that could happen. Let's see. Marantz says, Massalorian, are you going to buy more? Yeah. So me and Tony, when it went down to right under $90 a couple weeks ago, we talked about it and said, maybe we should do a video on GME because it's really cheap right now. And, we know this is probably at least $150 stock. So the upside potential here is huge. But, we also have this we try to stay loyal to the brand that people joined our channels for. So I kind of get caught in that damn no man's land in between GME and AMC. Yeah, so we kind of let it slip by. So, and now, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're coming back down again. This might be that might have been the last dip. I don't know. I wish I got in right then, and I wish I didn't. I wish I just pulled the trigger. Yep. I wish I had. Space Monkey says, Jamie will most likely get slammed tomorrow morning and drive out weekly calls and rise late in the day or Friday. Okay. So, all right. So, Marantz, let me just ask you, based off, you've watched the chart how many days in a row now? What would you, if you wanted to get in right now and take it and enter in a position GME, would you wait to see how the week plays out? What would be your recommendation to me? Someone who watches the chart every day, unlike myself. JR says, buy support, not resistance. And key mint shares on the way up. Rand says 500 days in a row. You bought 500 days in a row? Okay. So I guess you won't be able to help me with that question at what day of the week, right? Mr. Kate says, Marantz be lurking. I own both GME and AMC and don't give two fucks. Who the fuck is this guy? Whatever. I know. I hear you. I don't give a fuck either. I really don't. Just stop demonetizing my shit. GME could have crashed the whole market due to triggering the set. I know. Broke Ape. Look. One of the main reasons I ever got involved in this whole movement was because of what I saw happen in January. That was one of the biggest reasons I've been in this as long as I have. Because this now, to me, is a reckoning. It's more than just what it started out as. Marantz says I buy it at any price. Because the catalyst is coming. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. Yeah, that's exactly why I reached out to you. Exactly why I reached out to you. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for loaning me your guru. I appreciate it. He's he's got a wealth of knowledge, and he was just popping answers like that. So I like that. And he said up front too, he's like, I don't want any written out questions. Just give it to me. Just give it to me straight. I said, all right. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yep. Yep. As soon as the 8 moniker became like a big thing, like, at the beginning of the year, 2021. I'm from Boston, Mass. A dirty bean. 57. What's up, brother? 57 said, definitely more bullish. Stephanie says you bought AMC because it didn't cost a lot and thought you would get more shares. No, I actually didn't. I didn't pull the trigger on anything. I didn't. I bought GME originally back in April of 2021. AMC in the beginning of March. It was like a 3-week stretch in between. That's a damn good question. Who coined the term ape? I have no idea. Good question, bringer of Z's. I don't know how we could pin that down on one person. That name's been thrown around a lot. Yeah, we love that dirty water over here. We do. Yep, it's good stuff. It keeps me healthy. 24 in the money says, Maggie, good evening from Maine. I think Dave Portnoy coined the name meme stocks. He was asked why he bought BB and Nokia. He said, I like making memes. Oh, really? I believe that. Portnoy's a Boston dude. I believe that. I couldn't believe it. I turned on the TV today earlier to go watch Bloomberg, and Roger Goodell was in front of Congress getting questioned by Jim Jordan from Ohio. That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Rands, what's going on, man? We were just talking. We had a guest on tonight. Cool guy from Marantz. He's like a big GME guy. He knows a ton of info about GME. And me and Tony had him on. He gave us a breakdown about the stock and the company and the fundamentals and the owner, the CEO, and the whole nine. I don't know if you have GME or not, but I asked Marantz to come on, and he agreed to give my audience that has GME a quick breakdown. Gary, what's up, man? What's up, Mass? Let's see. I know about GME. Yeah, Jeff. I don't know what happened. Rand says just AMC. I hear you, bro. I hear you. No pressure. No pressure. Lodi said, I think when GME happened, the hedgies weren't prepared. They don't want it to happen again, but we are prepared also now. So hopefully, yeah, right, Lordy. Yeah, we're emotionally and physically prepared now for war. Yeah. Goonie, have a good night, man. Thank you. Angelina, good night. Have a good night. Maggie says, is there going to be a stock split? Yeah, he believes so. Yeah. Yep. They just haven't given an official word on a date or anything like that. So, we're just gonna have to wait and see, Maggie. But yeah, Marantz says it's coming. It is coming. Coming. Marantz is apologizing to you, Jeff, in the comments actually right now. Let's see here. Stephanie says I bought 1,000 Doesn't chance of AMC at like 560 and sold at 59 on the downfall, but only bought one share of GM. Wow, really? Man. Shit, that was ass backwards, huh? I had two guests on, Gary, but Marantz was a special guest that came on earlier, and Tony was on with the three of us, and Marantz left, and then Tony left about 10 minutes ago. You just missed him. Barrett, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh. Yo, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I went back to watch a bunch of his videos from, watch some of his live streams before, talk to them on the phone. Joey, you know what happened to me 3 weeks ago, right? You know what happened? I did that dumb shit and for like the first time ever said, well, more than likely tomorrow, it's a Friday and a long weekend, it's probably going down. I mean, if I had to guess tomorrow, it's going down. And then we had a 10% run the next day. So you'll never hear that coming out of my mouth again. I will absolutely never speak on the price prediction ever again. Oh, there you go. See? Apes are getting along. I love it. I love it. I need my people to get along. Mistress Kate says, yeah, the FOMO. This fucking thing. Hang on. Sorry. The FOMO could be a catalyst or a big step to the MOAS. Yeah, when FOMO hits for GME, it's probably going to be something else. I bet. Hi, Mass. What do you say AMC will run when GM? Hi, Mass. Why do you say AMC will run? Here's the thing. If GME runs, then they're gonna have to close any shorts that are out there, regardless. Anything that's gonna leave them exposed. And if that's the case, then anything that's heavily shorted at the time could run with it, and you could just hit that one domino to set it off for multiple stocks, not just AMC and GME. There's other stocks that out there that have been heavily shorted since 2008. We know this. So someone says it could go backwards. And Doc says, thankfully, Powell and Yellen have things under control. God, she looked terrible Sunday morning going on live television. She looked like a deer in the headlights. She couldn't answer a question for her life. It's like, man. I don't know if you guys saw my video or not, but you see who they pegged for the new person to take over for State Department, as far as like ambassador to China with that tech, the guy from BlackRock. Isn't BlackRock in like $300 billion in worthless Chinese paper right now? And they're putting a guy from BlackRock to be the assistant secretary. Unbelievable. Marantz absolutely killing it. Been saying my boy wicked smart. Yeah, he did awesome tonight, man. Really appreciate him coming by and volunteering the time. Not everybody's willing to just do that, to just give up their night and come on and answer questions. When doesn't she? They're set for life. They don't give a fuck. No, I know. Cost BB, exactly, Stephanie. Yep. And believe me, they're still heavily shorted. Believe me. Y2 says, Marantz Mass, thanks for allowing Jamie. Yeah, man, you're not trespassing. Some of my brothers. Look, I just want to take these people out for good. I want to get paid and make sure Klaus Schwab doesn't take over the United States. That's it. Those 3 things happen, I'm good. I don't want to own nothing and be happy. Fed Powell today looked like he's not sleeping well. Would you? 24 the money? He's about to cause a recession. P2 Fords. I do not know in-depth news about Polestar's approval right now with GGPI. I have to look into it. Let me see. Okay, what time is it? All right, so we've been on 2:35. Yeah, guys, I think it's 10 past 12 right now. I'm going to call it a night, but I'm going to actually be back on tomorrow night. I'm going to come on. There's a couple things I need to talk about before next week. So I'm going to be going live tomorrow night at 9:30. I'll put the thumbnail out kind of early. I just want to say thank you to everyone who was in my chat tonight that helped my mods. I know I saw Liz Clayman's whistle. Who else was in there? I seen Adrian was in there. I saw who else? I saw my boy Adrian. I thought I saw Pam earlier for like a second and then she disappeared. But I did see Liz Clayman's whistle. Yeah, thank you guys. I don't know how the chat was tonight, but it seemed like everyone was really chill. So I'm glad it went really well. And I hope you guys got something out of that. I hope, and I know I did. So I hope it was worth it. And I didn't mean to take up your time not talking about AMC tonight or other plays or anything. I just really wanted to direct that towards the GME crowd because I know there's a lot of you guys that do have it. So, and if you didn't see it tonight, maybe you'll catch it on the replay tomorrow. And maybe I'll have you make some decisions about what you're going to do going forward, you know? That's all I'm trying to do. That's it. Just give you both sides of the story. And I tried to throw some curveballs his way, and he had answers. And you got to decide for yourself what you want to do as far as buying and selling. But I'm bullish on GME, and AMC. Those are my babies. I would never abandon one for the other. I'll just buy them both, and I'll be okay. You know. I'll buy both, and I feel like both sides of the movement are playing their part right now. Everybody's doing their job. We're trying to crush these people. All right, guys. Love you so much. Thank you so much, everyone who came by. Thanks for all the support. Thank you, Maggie. Thanks, darling. I love all you guys. Have a great night. And GME, AMC, the moon. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.